seconds. Check it out. Check out whether or not he wants to die spontaneously. Sorry about the wait, everyone. Not everyone was ready. We had to take some extra time due to scheduling. Alright. Looks like we're good on Fuse, so hey everybody, welcome to Dungeons and Discord for tonight. I, as always, am your DM Falcon, and I'll bring my players in just a second. I gotta open up tabletop audio, too. Whatever the heck. It was Elven City, wasn't it? Elven Glade. Close enough. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring my players in. Hey, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry for being really late.
It's okay, it happens.
Keep forgetting what day it is. This whole week's
I
been
thought today was
off.
the longest time at work. I wanted to die.
Just designer in season of what?
Of clothes, you fool.
How was I supposed to know?
Sorry,
Okay.
but like, yeah, so I've got half of them done, but I'm not going to tell you till I have all of them done because it's going to be so much better together.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright.
Why do I feel like I was probably the first one?
You were not.
Oh, thank God.
Y'all know who was the first one.
Zacro?
Yeah,
Why am I not surprised?
started.
Alright, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so last we left off, you guys had completed your journey from Saintshaven to Iroll, where you were sent by Lorelei in order to get your bracelets upgraded so that the rift's instability would no longer affect you whenever you tried to travel to other planes. Additionally, she had a book of data that she wanted you to deliver to the Dean of the College in Morning Glory. You have done so, and while waiting for your upgrades to be ready, you went ahead and solved a couple of problems in the college, including one very major issue wherein a bunch of the necromancy lab experiments escaped, and you went ahead and put them down. However, as soon as you left the building, Morning Glory confronted you. Your upgrades are not ready, but your Drake has caused some havoc.
Uh-oh.
Nix, what did you do?
So, Morning Glory has asked which one of you owns a Drake. Because she knows it's one of you.
Why we do?
Collectively, we own this ball
We do?
probable
Since when?
mischief.
You know.
You're going to have to collect him. He's not here. He was found in the city.
What did he do?
Well, he's not dead, and he's not harmed, and neither is anyone else, but you are going to
Oh,
have to
thank
pay for
gods.
damages he may have caused.
What did it
Oh,
eat this
dear.
time?
And she looks caught somewhere between, like, almost amused, and she kind of puts her face in her hand after a second and says, he ate quite literally everything that has been baked within the last 24 hours from the insomnia cookies.
Oh no!
Oh! Those were my cookies!
Will I ever stream Skyrim again? Probably, yes.
Is he sick?
But I've been really,
Is
really
he
busy.
okay?
Probably fine.
That's better than eating someone's child or animals or livestock.
Or, you know, rocks.
He
I
ate
feel-
some rocks, too.
Oh, of course he did.
He ate a whole paving stone out of the main courtyard.
Oh god.
Oh. That was-
You could point us in the direction of who we should be paying back for the cookies.
It's the insomnia cookies.
Okay.
Right. Like,
Oh, jeez. This is not gonna be
Go
fun.
make sure Nick's is okay and then go around doing the apology run.
Yeah. Nyx has been captured and contained, by, not campus security, because he escaped campus security. He was too quick for them. But he was captured by sort of like a city watch. And they are holding him in, what's effectively an animal pound, but it's not really an animal pound. It's where things that escape end up. So you can go and collect him from there, and I don't know, how many cookies do you think an insomnia cookies would bake in 24 hours that would be just, like, sitting around?
I mean, it's a 24-hour period, right?
Right.
So we get
Some
the
new cookies is
and we
usually
get, like,
open, what, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
yeah. So they get a bunch of the dough prep done beforehand, right?
Sure.
And then start it up a little before first opening, so they have some of everything out. And then you get the folks that come in right when it starts to pick up their orders they pre-ordered and take them. Then you have a lull. Then you have the dinner rush. Then you have a lull. And then you have, like, from 11:30 to 2 a.m., you just don't want to be there anymore. Because it's intermittent, but it's wild. It's all drunk people.
Also deliveries.
Yeah,
He
that's
ate it all.
That's amazing. Where were the people?
I mean, yeah, I'm
Unable to stop him.
He's too fast. He's like Alexander.
He's unbelievably swift. He's far swifter than Alexander.
How big is he?
Hey, little boy.
Nyx? About the same size, actually. Maybe a little bigger.
I feel like last we checked, I don't know how much he's grown since then. He was like the size of a large dog.
Yeah, he's the size of a large golden retriever. A little bigger at this point. Though he is swiftly approaching the size of a Great Dane. He's getting there. So yeah, you can
smaller than a Burmese mountain dog.
Yes, for now. So how many cookies do you think that is? Exactly. And then I'm gonna need you to divide that by the amount of cookies in, like, a whatever dollar pack, and then multiply that by the amount of packs.
Hang on, let me do some math.
And then that by the number of dollars a pack is worth.
Are we doing, like, regular consumer ones or the dorm special numbers?
I don't know. It is a college town. So I'd be willing to say probably the dorm. And there is a limit to exactly how many cookies can fit in this small drake's belly. You're not gonna reasonably feed him anywhere like over 200 cookies. That would be far too many.
Let me do some fast math here.
By all means. For display only.
Right.
What's up?
The link that Shanti threw in there.
Oh,
Right,
for display only?
Box orders, the amount of delivery
Oh
per
boy.
hour.
3.5. 3.5 what? 100? Nah, he can't eat that many.
So the residence hall specials, at least from the one near me, they have 50, 100, 200, or 300 cookies.
But I'm counting them out unless we're adding just one in for the average.
That's fair. Three and a half. 3.5 what, though? 3.5 what?
Boxes.
So what's your final count?
I'm getting there.
Where the blood sugar overdose Drake is. Oh god. We'll say he probably is eating the equivalent of, like, max 100, because that's a lot of fucking cookies, dude.
lot. That sounds like a good number. I was coming up with something larger.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe the campus is a little smaller.
Yeah, the campus is a little smaller probably, and also he probably didn't, like, consume them all. He probably, like, smooshed a whole bunch. Thrashing around in this store. So let's call it 150 for ones he destroyed without eating them. Or partially ate, or what have you. And, so that's 100, the price for 100 plus the price for 50. So that's 121, 183?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Alright, that's what you owe.
It's getting a little intense, just like camping.
That is what you owe to the insomnia cookies, which your Drake destroyed.
That is fine. But did he make some friends? Like, he's pretty cute, right?
Ah, he's adorable. He looks immensely pleased with himself.
Yeah,
and he definitely made some friends. Including several students who, in the Havoc, were able to grab cookies with no one noticing.
Oh.
And are, in fact, holding
say, were any of the cookies people purchased them and just paid to watch him eat them?
Oh yeah, this started because he walked past and someone, like, threw a piece of cookie to him, and then he tried to see exactly how much he could get from people, and then he realized he could just walk in, and start eating them. And then nobody was able to stop him.
Very smart little boy.
He's very well, I don't know about that. He's an intelligence of 3. So I don't know if he's very smart.
Good.
What's up?
That is pretty good for a sweet little baby Drake.
An intelligence of 3, yeah, that's not bad. You're right. Who knows? Maybe it'll get more as he grows older. Maybe he'll get smarter. So you go ahead and you pay the insomnia cookies. Whoever wants to remove that, either a bag of holding or party funds or whatever, go ahead and remove that from your gold total.
Let me see what's in the bag of holding.
He's like a beagle. Yeah, a little bit.
We have some jewelry and gems that we could trade for that.
Yeah, you can just go ahead if you want to, like, remove jewelry or gems, just, like, go ahead and swap it out for its gold cost. I'm not going to make you go find someone to sell that. That's dumb. Off to the pawn shop? No. That's not fun. Shanty, please tell that story out loud, oh my god.
Beagles are not the smartest animals. My friend has one that it'll just, if it ever is near food or by food or gets by food, it'll just devour it. So it broke into the basement one time at his house and found where the bag of dog food was, knocked it over, gorged himself until it was basically sick, and passed out next to the bag. And he was all puffed up like 3 times his size.
Hopefully it was not actually...
Oh my goodness.
We had a friend who had to take a walk into the emergency vet clinic because he ate a loaf of unbaked bread.
Oh yeah.
And he was getting sick, and then while waiting in the pet emergency room, he burped, and the smell of rising bread filled the air. They looked over, and his stomach was starting to slowly expand. They moved to the front of the line and immediately got that taken care of. But
jeez. Yeah. No. Yeah, no such phenomena have occurred where Nyx is concerned. He seems to be able to eat quite literally anything and be just fine. He suffers no ill effects from consuming copious amounts of chocolate. Lava furnace. No, he doesn't have a breath weapon, remember? No breath weapon on this sweet boy.
Oh.
That was one of the reasons the knights didn't want him.
Oh.
Oof.
That and his brilliant purple color. His
I see
vibrant
nothing
violet.
wrong with that.
He's fabulous.
Of
Okay.
course, and you guys love him, but the Knights of Etria did not want that, so.
That's okay. I mean, mutually beneficial. We get a cute friend.
So.
Our cute friend is better.
So that is taken care of. And it takes, I'm gonna say, it doesn't, they don't manage to fix up your safeguards, I want to call them. I'm not sure what to exactly title these little creations, but they don't manage to get those done within a single day. You have to stay there for a day or two, which is fine. Morning Glory gives you guys temporary access to one of the dorms, which is decent. They're alright. They're dorms. And it takes about 2.5 days before you are summoned again by Morning Glory to her office, and she...
We watch Nyx like a hawk the whole time.
Oh yeah, he tries to escape at least 3 times to return to the cookie store, and you do not let him.
Oh.
You're summoned back to Morning Glory's office, and she has laid out on the table in front of her a whole row of 10 little metal circles, and each one is inset with a bunch of very, very, very tiny, very finely cut gemstones of different colors. And she holds one up and she says, "This is a device used often by, well, not a device, but a construction used by amateur conjuration mages when they experiment with teleportation and planar movement spells. It should protect you from any and all harm caused by improper transit." And she looks down and she says, "One of you, please step forward."
I do it.
Okay. And she reaches out and she takes your wrist that has your little bracelet on it that Lorelei put on, and she takes the circle and she presses it against the smooth metal band, and for a second there's like a flare of heat right under it, and it actually stings a little bit. But it very quickly it dissipates, and you realize that this little metal circle with these gems is now stuck permanently to the bracelet. And she says, "Placing these on your bracelets will automatically adhere them to the band. You don't need more than one. If it breaks, you have spares. We've had a set of 10 created, although there are only 5 of you plus anyone else who would want to accompany you. If one breaks, and they shouldn't break, but just in case, you have spares. Now, is there anything else you need?"
A purpose in life? No.
A hug.
All right. She will give you a hug, but only you.
Jeez. I see how it is. This is favoritism. I'm calling the police.
Gee, it's almost like Zachary was an alumni who actually knew the dean previously or something.
Anything else?
Oh, wait. Could I speak to you privately?
Sure. All right. Everybody else, go ahead and mute and deafen.
Oh, do not mute and deafen.
What?
This
No?
is totally fine here.
Oh, okay.
But when I take her aside privately, I've probably pulled every string I've got left. This is important, and I don't actually remember whether I asked you about this before or whether it got retconned, but I need a jar of shadows.
A jar of shadows.
It's for a gift. But we saw one in the basement, and Minato really, really wants it, and I thought maybe I could get one for her, since they're so hard to come by.
I mean, they're really not that hard to come by. Why? There's nothing special.
Just one?
Sure. Certainly. We have plenty of them.
Oh, it is really bad Minato's not here right now.
And she, actually, well, the funny thing is, you look around this very, very large office of hers, and she's actually got 2.
Great.
On a shelf. And she goes ahead and she walks over and she picks one up, and it's much more secure than the other one was. The lid's not wobbly, you don't have to keep it tied on with string. She hands it over and she says, whatever you need it for, by all means, it is yours.
Thank
You
so
realize
much.
they aren't magical, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a present. I know I'm not going to remember it in a week, so.
Alright.
I mean, Zachary doesn't
Is there anything else that you need, that you require?
As long as I got your number in case you need any help.
I mean, you know how to contact me, which is about as good as that'll get.
Yep.
Alright. In which case, and she actually turns around and she pushes her desk back a little bit, and then, stands up, like, in the middle of the floor and stretches out one hand, and you see this, you now see it, and you didn't, before, but now you do, and you see this big carved circle in the ground, and she puts her hand out and the entire thing lights up, and she says, step in.
Okay. We all got our bracelets, right?
We have horses.
Oh.
Kind of borrowed them from someone in Saintshaven, so they
Yeah,
kind of need to go back with us.
Take my family's horses back, please.
Alright, of course, yes, we can manage this. And
I'd
she kind
be
of,
very
she snaps her
sad.
fingers and the circle goes out, and she kind of looks around. Alright, well, follow me then, we'll head outside. I'll use a different spell. And you guys, I'm assuming somebody grabs all the little gadgets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We will pass them out and then put the extras in the bag of holding.
Yeah, she leads you outside and to where you have your horses stored. I'm assuming there's a stable for the college. It wouldn't make sense not to have one. And your horses, the two you borrowed from the Baldwins and Sithis, are all there, and your cart that you borrowed. And she has you guys take those out into the courtyard nearby. Not the main courtyard, it's the courtyard outside the stables. And this time she actually has to physically like do a walk in a circle and light it up. And she waits and makes sure everything is in it, and then she steps out of the circle and she says, "Oh, and tell Lorelei I thank her for the data. Let her know, please, that it's highly important that I have this. It's very useful to her. And don't be alarmed when I say this, but all transportation magic from now on is going to be slightly altered by what the rift is doing to the fabric of reality, so it's very good that she let me know that this was happening. Now, let her know that, and tell her everyone here says hello and that they miss her. Thank you."
Of course.
And she snaps her finger again, and the circle just blazes up in this light. And it's just this pale greenish light, and when it dies down, you are no longer in Iril. And you recognize your surroundings. You're in Saintshaven. She has just teleported you, the horses, the cart, and Nyx back to Saintshaven.
Coolio.
What do you do?
I grabbed my book and tried to figure out what spell that was.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Alrighty. First check of the night. 13.
Give me a second. You're not certain, but it was definitely some sort of high-level teleportation magic.
High level. Wow. Alright.
She's an archmage.
To her, she's radical. I guess we'll give Lorelei a call and let her know we're back home pretty quick.
I mean, you can just... You're pretty close to the scientist camp, to be honest.
Mir will do the general check over, make sure everyone still has their requisite number of limbs after teleportation, then
Yeah, everyone's fine. No one's
starts
even
leading
dizzy.
the horses toward the camp.
All right.
For the camp. Okay.
The
Someone's
scientist
got
camp?
Nyx, right?
Yes.
Got him.
Nyx is with you. He burps.
Of course he does.
Our little baby.
So you head back towards the scientist
Stupid
camp?
little boy.
That's where I'm headed.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's go.
You guys, you ended up on just a street, not a particularly important one, just one of the main thoroughfares of Saintshaven, and you quite easily find your way back to the scientist camp, and you walk that way, and you see the dome first, and then you round the corner of the buildings, and you head into the square. The buildings here are torn up.
What?
Clear. I mean, they're not destroyed,
The
not
fuck?
completely, but it's very evident that stuff has been coming through while you've been gone. Many of the building fronts are scorched or broken or pitted from projectiles. You can see the barricade surrounding the scientist camp has grown a lot larger and stronger. They've been fighting stuff off the whole time. You can spot at least one area where where there's like a big sort of pyre where they clearly burned the corpse of something very large, perhaps several corpses. Am I still breaking up?
Oh jeez.
No, you're fine on mine.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you're fine on my end too.
We're inside the bubble right now, though, right?
You're about to head in.
Okay.
And you step through the bubble. And you look around, and the scientists start to notice as you come back, and they're like, "Oh my god, they're
You're,
back!"
by the way, seeing the destruction, like, start to take off at a quick jog toward the camp.
No, it's fine. Inside the camp is untouched relatively by the chaos outside. You see the scientists. You see Carly and Leo actually are chilling together on a bench eating some sandwiches. And you hurry through the camp, and you do find Lorelei, and you see
Mira
her.
yells, "Zoom's left nipple! What happened here?"
Give me a minute. I've been waiting to do this for quite a while. I'm trying to do a thing here. You see her, and she is sitting next to her computer, explaining something to someone sitting next to her. And that someone is very familiar.
Howdy.
Tiska looks up at all of you and waves.
Mira wails and just goes in for a tackle hug.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
This is a glomp situation. This is
I'm gonna
100%
fall on my
a glomp.
ass. I'm
Yes,
definitely
you
gonna
are.
fall on my ass.
But you're
We're
cushioned
hugging you
by
from
the
every
bodies of your
side.
party members.
I'm just suddenly buried. Alright, that happened.
Yep, it did, in fact, happen.
Alright, hey guys, I've been wandering around plains and I've met a few gods. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know, just your usual murder.
You know.
Let's see, we've
No.
been to a couple of planes. We went to see my hometown and it turned out there was
I'm
evil
so
there,
like,
so we
yeah.
tried to fix that as best we could.
We got Echo back.
We went to... I remember what after that. Oh, we went to Etria, and I found an old friend of mine, and we have this lovely Drake now. Say hi to Nyx. Nyx, this is Tiska.
Oh, he's adorable!
He licks your hand immediately.
Oh, I love him.
And then we found a tavern that travels. Oh, before that we found a, Naga? Big snake. Good
Mhm.
creature.
Oh,
good
yes.
snake.
Yeah, the Naga.
Need to help her at some
Friend
point.
snake.
And then a tavern that traveled through space, and then Zakhar's college and lots of undead, and now we're back here.
Oh wow,
It's
that's
a long story. There was a lot of really weird shit that happened, to be honest.
Yeah, if you wanted
That's-
to
yeah.
tell the whole thing, it would take approximately 30 sessions.
Oh, hey!
amazing. What a coinky dink. Wow,
oh, and I have
that's
stuff to give you. I have 50 platinum pieces. We're just like hands you a sack of money out of the bag of holding.
what?
We were given
Oh,
these
gosh.
we were given these in Etria. I guess the TV station said we could have monies because watching us is interesting or something.
Mir.
Oh gosh. Wow, thank you.
And Mir brings out like this warm scarf shawl thing that is made of like the base is cream, but then it's got little crocheted leaves in autumn colors and kind of pops it on you.
Oh gosh,
This is
thank
for
you. Oh gosh.
And then she just goes back to hugging you for a bit.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
that sounds like Mir,
Oh.
alright.
Wow,
How are you?
I'm okay. I've been doing some things. I've been through a few planes. That was interesting. So I've shattered a few sources.
Yeah? Where?
Yeah, Bitopia, Celestia, and
Nope.
Eastgard.
Nope.
No, wait, what?
Bitopia, Arborea, and Eastgard.
Arborea. Oh.
Wait, you got to go
Never
to
mind.
Bitop.
Yeah, yeah, and somebody who I'm pretty sure was a gnome god bought me a sweet roll there.
Oh, you're living
That
in the
was-
dream.
Oh wait, no, I also went. Never mind,
Oh,
you're fine.
that's another thing I have in here. Digs, pulls out a recipe for you. We got this from another god who made awesome bread and taught us to make delicious, tasty things.
Yeah, Mir
wow.
hands you this heavy cream-colored scroll, and it's sealed with a little red wax seal and a little a key, and it's not like a key that actually goes to anything. It's just like a little key emblem, and when you open it up, you can tell it's a recipe for a type of railway cake.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to try this out at some point, for sure.
It seems to have minor magical effects that make you feel good inside and also help with other things. It's also just really tasty. Oh, and we got these from Morning Glory. You put one of these on your bracelet so you can go through the rift without it doing funky things to you.
Oh, wow. Shanty, no. Does
Oh, Lorelei explained that.
it,
Due to the rift's
Yeah.
instability, shortly before the party left, every time you went through it, you would have to like make saves, or you would get these traveling illnesses, these illnesses resulting
Yeah.
from poor planar travel. So
yeah, I
it was,
remember a little bit about that.
it was starting to really hurt people.
All right,
Yeah.
and this will go on my, because I have the weather bracelet, but it should go on the bracelet just fine
Yeah,
anyway.
it'll be fine.
All right, thank you. Goodness, wow, I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I've missed you a lot.
I missed you too.
Hi, it's been a long
We
time.
have all missed you.
Yeah, it's definitely been quite a while, far too long. But I'm back
Very
now.
glad to see you in one piece.
Yeah, I am glad to be in one piece.
Last time we saw you was a little stressful.
Yeah, that certainly was. That was. I would. Yeah,
For the treasure
Wasn't
we
never
found, we
going
did.
back there again if I can help it.
In
Wasn't that the like satanic hellscape?
Yeah, that was
The
awful.
plane of
Yeah,
magma
I
with the
remember.
glowing crystals that made us all feel
Okay.
awful, in which we
The
found
plane of.
we found
The plane of eternal suffer. Right, right.
that
Yeah,
glass and
that. Yeah, that one.
dug them out of. I mean, to be fair, we have actually been to one of the hells, haven't we?
Yup.
only for a few minutes, and by that I mean like 2 hours.
Sorry,
Oh,
for
gosh.
those of you who can't read the chat, JD just typed, quote, wasn't that the satanic hellscape? And quote, which one?
Iconic.
I take you guys to
Yeah.
all the nicest places.
No, you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I've gotten to go to some pretty nice
If you-
places.
If you were like a
Takes us
travel
to the nice-
guide,
She takes us to the nice place. She just also takes us to the god awful ones.
if you were like a
It's
travel guide or
arranged.
something, I would not recommend your place. I really wouldn't.
Too bad. It was-
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
Yeah, I have good taste. That's why.
That
Nice.
sounds fake.
For the DM.
You sound fake.
I am fake.
Mood.
All right, folks. Graping aside, I mean, if Tiska wants to share any more stories, let's kind of head back to camp, settle down, celebrate, maybe.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
is V around?
Pardon? Oh, is V around? Yes.
V.
V is, actually, no, not at the moment. They are not in the camp right now.
Off doing important stuff.
Nothing
They
could
are
be as
out in the
important as
city
this
somewhere.
Right now.
Oh. It's fine. No big deal.
No, this is
So I guess-
definitely a big deal.
Nah. Have
Yes.
news.
Yes.
So, what are you doing?
I guess we're heading back in further in the camp.
I think we're already in the camp, but we should
Well,
probably
well,
return those
like-
horses.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
And was
Yeah,
the
you
cart
guys
also
have
borrowed
horses
from them,
on
or...
your person.
Mir just sort of led them along with her to camp without thinking much.
You know.
As one does.
Indeed.
Yes, the, cart belonged to the Baldwins as well.
Okay. Mir will give them each a little last snack of horse feed and then lead them back if Temp wants to come along, maybe.
Of course.
Hey, I have a quick question that's not necessarily relevant at this exact second, but for future reference. Would speak with animals work on Nyx? Would Nyx count as an animal?
Yes,
Awesome.
it would.
Amazing.
He's a beast, right?
Well,
Excuse me, Nyx is a majestic derp.
he is not... He doesn't count as, like, a
Not a
full
beast.
magical creature, though he is, like, partially magical, and his creature type is dragon.
Speak with
Mm.
derps.
Oh, speak with derps.
But, sure, because they're, like, a homebrew monster, so whatever. I'll go ahead and let you speak with animals on them. Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool.
Thanks. And I would just like know this
Yeah.
probably. Okay. That's neat.
It's a very good
I'm
question,
gonna-
Shanty.
I'm keeping that in my mind.
Sure thing. But if you were ever to try and use a hold spell on him, hold beast would not work. It would have to be hold monster.
Okay. I feel like the only reason I would need to do that is if he's trying to raid another Insomnia Cookies, but of course I don't know about that.
You
I don't
don't.
know about
worry
that.
about it. It'll be fine.
No
We'll,
problems here.
Fine.
Shut
We
up.
will probably mention that escapade at some point fully. Because you're
fine.
gonna
Yeah.
go, does his breath smell like cookies when he burps?
Yeah.
It's been a couple days.
Yeah. You know how long it takes for cookies to get out of that boy's system?
Yeah, I do,
know.
actually. They're gone.
Oh.
His farts might
You know,
smell a bit
I
like
was going
cookies.
for a whole
Just
joke
cookie
here, and
farts.
you just had to you had to pull me out of the
I'll
water.
kill it.
didn't you?
I'll kill your joke. No, his metabolism is
kill me
ridiculously
instead.
quick.
Extreme
please.
prejudice.
No, his metabolism is crazy, and that's why he eats so much. Because he's a growing baby Drake.
Boy. He's a good boy.
Baby
I
dragon.
can tell.
Boy.
Speaking of which,
That's good,
Mir
baby.
is gonna see about giving him a little dinner or the like.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe make him. Try to think whether it'd be better for him to sleep in one of our tents or maybe pitch his own little tent. Your mine or Minato's.
Oh, actually, that
We
brings
don't
up an
want him to
interesting
wander
point.
too far.
That brings up an interesting point. I didn't think of this, but now I realize he can't get into the dome until you put a little, like, a little bracelet collar on him. So you had to do that. So he's now got a little, like, a metal collar.
Aw, that's adorable.
That'll allow
Yes,
him to
it
get
is.
in and out of Lorelei's dome. Because otherwise, he's kind of stuck.
Should we also put one of the little gem disc things on his
Yeah,
Yeah, that
go
wouldn't
for
I
it.
be
was
a bad
asking the
idea.
party. Do we
Yeah,
want him
that's-
to come along
that's-
with us to the plains?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Sometimes, at least.
Oh.
I don't think every plane would necessarily be a good idea there, but like sometimes.
Indeed. Mir will attach that to his collar.
He is now immune
good
to
boy.
planar travel sickness.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
So all of you, all 6 of you, have one of the gems, and Nyx has one, which means you have 3 to distribute.
Yep, I've got him on the bag of holding list. I've been tracking this whole time.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So you can choose to give those to whoever you would want to. That is up to you. What else would you like to do on this day? I'm gonna say it's late afternoon at this point.
Alright, well, I'm
Should we start?
probably...
Rest of us should probably, like, sort of settle back into our tents and chat with scientists.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to find out what's leading to the rapid decline of the Saintshaven area.
It's all the monsters that keep coming through. That's definitively it.
The monsters keep on trying to do a little nibble action on the place.
It's just much larger things than have really ever come through before. And they just keep coming through.
So,
All the
yeah, a little
time.
bit of nibble
While they
action.
can't get into the dome, they can absolutely wreck up the area, and it's been a chore for the scientists to try and mop them up. Carly and Leo have been they're worth their weight in gold. They've been killing all the random garbage that storms through and tries to murder all the scientists.
Mir's gonna take Nyx for a walk, and, well, mending probably won't do any of the big stuff. She'll at least repair small stuff she finds along the way.
Sure.
Also, ooh, can I also look for potion-y things?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a gathering roll.
The city itself is basically uninhabited at this point, right?
Yes. The only
So it's
people
not
in the
like-
city are the scientists in their camp, and various people in their estates.
I don't add proficiency, right? Just half my wisdom.
Yes. Just half your wisdom.
8.
Yeah, you can find an ingredient, and I'll say, since you're in the city, I'll say as you stroll through the streets, you can uncover in some of the more ruined buildings, you can uncover, well, we'll say 1 metal.
Alright. And then I'll return back to camp. See if V has returned yet.
Okay. Yes, actually, at about the same time you do, they also come back, and they're carrying, what looks like a very large magpie. And as they enter, you see a couple of scientists turn around and go, "Oh, yes," and they drop the magpie on the ground and reveal that they've cut a slice down from its neck all the way down its chest, and, when they sort of poke it with the sword,
Not like this.
No. You see that there's far more bones than there should be in this thing, and the bones are enclosing in this sort of fingery, fleshy grip that's folded inside this bird's body, like a piece of technology that it have stolen from one of the scientists. And scientist goes
So-
over and pulls it out and sort of cleans off a little bit and goes, "Thank you."
This bird's been to
is-
the wrong side of the bone zone, I guess.
What is this creature? This bird creature?
Roll Arcana.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I want to
I'm
help.
shit at Arcana.
I got it. I don't got it.
I got it.
Yeah, I
got
defo
it.
don't got
Totally
it.
got it.
I
I got
rolled a
this.
nat 2.
Anybody get anything
Is
higher?
that serious
rolled
or
a 3.
sarcasm?
You got a what
Nine.
now?
I'll
I got
roll,
it.
I guess.
What'd you get?
I got Garbo.
Okay.
5.
Zakro?
I got a nat 2.
9, 5, 2, and...
3.
Yeah, y'all don't know what this thing is.
Yeah.
It's just some weird
It's-
fucking bird.
It's a burb monstrosity.
It's
That's all
this
we need to know.
Gross,
Chanty might have gotten
weird
something.
mutant bird thing. 13? Yeah, it's a gross,
Chanty
weird
got it.
mutant bird thing.
Oh, is that his name?
No.
GW.
That's just what it is.
Gross, weird mutant bird thing.
Nope. Incorrect.
So we know about.
Do any of the scientists think that it's like a natural mutation, or is it something that's been magically tampered with?
Oh god, no! This thing came through the rift.
This is definitely.
So it's spooked McGillicuddy, is what you're telling me.
This is an extraplanar critter, but you don't know what.
Yeah, this is 300% spooks McGillicuddy. Got it.
Tom gets a 13. Does he have any better idea?
Nope.
No, we already.
Maybe.
He just knows
this
it's not called the spooks McGillicuddy.
Yeah, that's for.
It's
He knows that. That's absolutely true. It's not that. This is it's an outsider.
The spooks McGillicuddy has a longer neck.
I don't know. I mean, I met Spooks McGillicuddy once. He was really nice, but he kept on peeing in the soup. It was really weird.
That's disgusting.
Can we ask
Yeah.
Lorelai?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Other than that, Spooks McGillicuddy's a pretty good guy. Like, he's pretty chill.
Anyway.
She gets a she gets a 25. So yeah, I think she knows.
Okay, yeah, Lorelai.
Show us
will.
all how it's done.
She comes over and she goes, "Oh God, I gotta remember how to do her voice. It's been so long."
Nasally, pretty nasally.
I mean, I know, but I gotta get the exact permutation
Here,
of
by
nasally.
the way, so she scoots over and offers hug.
She's a little confused by that, but she'll accept it.
It's been a while since we've seen you.
Okay. She looks at this thing. She goes, "Well, I'm pretty sure this thing is from,
Oh my god.
either
Lorelai.
what?
Nothing. Go on, please.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure this thing is either from. I mean, it's from one of the lower planes. That's for sure. If you look, here, and she kind of points. If you look here, you can tell that this is one of the sort of. It's not even a corrupted material plane creature. It's a version of it that was created somewhere in the lower planes. You can tell, either from the Nine Hells or from maybe Hades or perhaps Acheron. Probably not Acheron. There's not a whole lot of wildlife there, but definitely a fiendish creature. If not a fiend itself, at least a fiendish creation. It's dead, which is really the important thing here.
Yeah.
So I would like to get a better look at it. Most of them just burn when they die, so it's kind of interesting to have one that doesn't. Hey, V, do you mind if I take this corpse? And V is like...
Not ours.
No, V just like shakes their head. She goes, "Great, thank you. Roger's gonna love this." And she kind of awkwardly picks up this giant, weird magpie thing and takes it over to this, to one of the scientists, and he starts taking a look at it.
Isn't Roger the one that I did that fetch quest for?
Well, there's multiple Rogers, so...
Oh, right, yeah, there's like 3 Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, this is getting weird. We're getting
Listen.
weird.
It's so obvious.
I feel like we were already weird.
I mean, yeah, we're getting
Is-
weirder.
is-
Fine. Is that
So
better?
is this the Roger I did the fetch quest for, or is this one of the other Rogers?
It's one of the other Rogers.
Alright.
The Roger you did the fetch quest for is busy working with the material from that fetch quest.
Awesome. I'm glad he appreciated my efforts.
Oh, yeah.
Mir wants to chat with V when they have a moment.
Sure.
That sure means no.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
We'll kind of tug them aside to everyone says well, signs rather. So I'm first off, I am glad to see that you are safe and well, despite the apparent chaos still going on around here.
Yes, quite.
And well, I think maybe I owe you a little bit of an apology. We first brought you back through, when we brought you back to the material plane, and you had been through a lot, and it made sense to try and help you and all, but possibly that came off a bit as me kind of babying you, I guess, or forgetting that you, just because you'd been through something to make you really, it probably, I don't know where I'm going with this. But I guess I just wanted to say I'm sorry if I came off as treating you like a child or trying to mother hen you, mother kenku you, so to speak. And I have a gift for you. She rummages into the
Oh, yeah.
bag and pulls out that shield.
Aha, yes. The +2 shield that you got for V.
Yep.
Yes. V takes the shield from you, and immediately they can feel the power that's built into the metal itself, and they kind of turn it over in their hands a little bit, and they tell you, it wasn't bad to be mothered by somebody for once. And they'll give you a big hug.
I don't know if Kenkus can tear up, but Mir does whatever Kenku equivalent that is. Just for the
The
hug.
Kenku equivalent of tear ducts.
I also have a little. Mir pulls out like a little sort of writing kit that she's assembled from the stuff she has, in which picked up some stuff at the post office for her. It says, for now I think we'll both be around Saintshaven, but whenever you take off for wider adventures in the world, would much like it if you would continue to stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she has written in the first piece of paper there a little prayer for V.
Okay.
Just remember that I had, so let me just bring that up. Okay,
Oh.
Under light of blazing sun, may Ayla see your battles won. Under moonlight's cratered glow, may Sum give peace to heart and soul. Under open windswept sky, be you unerring led by Zai. Take this prayer of hope with you, and by the family be guided true.
Aww.
She says, I know that you are primarily a paladin of Ayla and whatnot, but, well, family is family, and if ever you need some family or just some to talk to, I'll be here.
Yeah, go ahead and gain inspiration for that.
That was precious.
Hot shit, dude. Yeah.
Some
That
good
was
stuff, yeah.
adorable.
Absolutely. V.
And then there are many hugs.
Yeah, no,
Oh, and I
absolutely.
probably have some cozy crocheted thing to hand as well, or if I don't, I will soon.
Probably.
Yeah.
You knit in every waking hour, or crochet in every waking hour.
Yeah. Out
Yeah.
of character, I am doing it right now.
Nice.
Oh my god.
You actually had this whole conversation while simultaneously crocheting.
Nice.
Well, I sort of had
Amazing.
You gained a
to
third channel divinity that gives you spectral arms for 24 hours that you can only use to crochet.
Amazing. That's fantastic.
Can this actually be a thing, please?
No.
Thank you.
Well, just when she eventually reaches high enough level, she'll crochet her own fisherman's blanket.
Yeah.
The magic item she's always wanted.
Just
The
take a couple
eternally
levels in
cozy
Artificer,
blanket.
you'll be fine.
Ooh, that'd be kind of fun, actually.
Just grab a
So
couple
yes,
levels in
there's our-
Artificer.
Beautiful sappy conversation with me.
That can't be all my d20s.
It was very good, and I approve.
That was precious.
It was very precious.
It was too good.
Alrighty. Anybody
Alright.
else?
It was so too good, it was 3 good. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Had to
Little
get it.
sleepy over there?
No, that was a
Jeez.
good old
Are
stretch.
we keeping you up?
No.
Are we keeping you up past your bedtime?
How about you fight me? Anyway, as I
Roll
was
for
trying to
initiative.
say- As I was trying to say, I think Temp is just gonna go find Arjan and Ivara and cuddle Puddle and Sue.
Absolutely.
That's all.
So when we return the horses to inventory.
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
no
Thank
worries.
them graciously for the loan.
Okay. Anything else, or is that all for the night?
I think that's it for the night.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys, you settle back into Saintshaven, and everyone is overjoyed to have you back. Partially because they just missed you, partially because now we can get back to stopping the rift, which has been destroying the city for several weeks now, in your absence. And while Carly and Leo are very good at their jobs, they can't perfectly get rid of everything the second it comes through, and they certainly can't go into the rift. They tried once and both almost died, so they had to
Oh dear.
retreat with haste. Yeah, they
Gosh.
went to the Outlands.
Oh dear.
Bad idea. Very bad idea.
Bad idea.
So,
Alright.
the night
So
is uneventful, and the morning comes. What would you like to do? Barring
Immediately
any...
check to make sure that Nyx hasn't escaped in the night.
No, he's good. He is peacefully sleeping next to Minato.
adorable. I love them.
Who, Tisket, you notice with your passive perception of 17,
Amazing.
that Minato now is wearing a pin made of silver in the shape of a moonflower.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm just gonna store that piece of information away. It has been noted.
So, what would you like to do with today? And, I'm gonna go ahead and... I gotta redo this card, so give me just a second and I'm gonna ask you guys some questions that I couldn't ask at the start of session because it wasn't evident that Tisco was gonna be here.
Mira wants to at some point say hi to Alexander Noodle, and possibly ask Noodle if they, What was Noodle's pronouns again?
I got no idea, I don't remember. They change. We'll go with that.
Okay. She'll ask them when, she would possibly be willing to give potion lessons. Return for money or small jobs done or more cozy things.
Okay. Noodle will help you... Noodle will teach you recipes.
And this would be like over a longer period of time. This is
Yeah.
just her
We'll say,
being
Just
agreeable to
making
that.
the first inquiry.
we'll say that you can spend... Ooh, so this is gonna be interesting. You're gonna have to spend... I'll have to figure out how this is done, and I'll have to do this after session and figure out exactly. But it's gonna be, you spend an amount of gold equal to the rarity of the potion level you're learning, and it will take an amount of time equal to that same rarity, but you can learn that recipe.
Okay.
I'll figure out
Yeah.
exactly what
as I
later.
said, this you can think on how you want to work this out. I just wanted to sort of do the first inquiry. Yes and whatnot.
And at some point last night or today or something, I sent out that letter I told you about
Yes, gotcha.
earlier. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So that's been sent out now.
Okay, give me just a second. Gold based on rarity. Okay, time based on rarity. Okay. And now I'm gonna, real quick, I'm gonna need some stats from everybody real quick. I said
Okay.
real quick twice, that was redundant.
Alright.
I need AC from everybody. Temp, you're first.
20.
Tiska.
12 to 13 if I'm within 5 feet of an ally.
Brom.
18.
Forgot how appalling your armor class is.
My armor class is terrible.
Zachro.
13.
Minato is not here. I believe it's 15 to 16, but I won't write that down. Mir.
17, 18 within 5 feet of an ally.
Yay, Dex character.
Okay. HP totals, starting with Temp.
HP total is 59.
Tiska?
One sec. 54.
Brom?
106.
Zakro?
42.
Oh, jeepers!
Wizards? And Mir?
52.
And passive
Wizard
perception, temp.
experience.
Passive perception. It's a number. It's a 13. That is in fact a number.
13? Really?
Yeah. I don't have proficiency in perception.
Oh, damn. Okay. Tiska? 17, right?
17, yeah.
Brom?
Which stat, I'm sorry?
Passive perception?
Perception.
Passive perception is 11.
Okay. Zakro?
13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mir?
14.
And, ooh. It's too late now. Never mind. Okay. I should do one of these for all the NPCs that could accompany you. I'll have to do that later.
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, do a card that includes Nyx, Lorelei, Carly, Leo.
Please tell me, what's Nyx's passive perception?
Let me get the monster manual and I'll tell you. Or the, whatever the fuck it is. Toma Beasts? Volos? I can't remember.
What's Nyx's, like, passive arcana?
Well, that's not a real stat, so...
You know.
Also remember, Arcana is intelligence based and Nyx has an intelligence of 3.
Oh, that's why I want to know it.
Oh, jeepers.
Well, then it's probably like 6.
You might smell the right answer.
You might think he smells the right answer. C, D, E, F, G. Here we go. Nyx's passive perception is 12.
Aw. How precious.
Oh, sorry. He's got an int of 4, not 3. My bad.
Wow.
I just looked at these stats. Look at that.
Proud of him. He's doing a good job.
Good job, little buddy. We'll just say that his int was 3 and now it's 4 because he grew a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Drakes are smart
Turns out
cookies.
the cookies were brain food.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
he believes that.
it's insomnia cookies. They're in college towns for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Alright, so, what are we doing now?
That is
Yes.
up to you guys. Would you like to dive back into the planar exploration?
I'm
You know, I think
fine with that.
I want a briefing with Lorelei real quick first.
Sure.
And I think everyone would benefit with getting a little more information, whether it's from Tiska or from Falcon, about what exactly went on, just so that we know what's been taken care of and what we're up against.
Alright, do Lorelei first.
What?
Do your thing with Lorelei first.
Yeah.
So,
So I'll run up, just first of all, check on the equipment, see if she's made any new discoveries, share what Morning Glory said.
about the transportation magic, yes.
Yeah. I actually
She-
didn't get to hear. You were breaking up.
About the transportation magic, yes.
No, I mean when you said it the first time, a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Yes. The instability of the rift is starting to warp the way that specific type of conjuration magic works, so teleporting places is going to be a little more difficult for anyone who tries to do it anywhere nearby or perhaps around the entire world, so take care of it quickly.
Is that
'Cause-
forever?
Well, presumably when the rift goes away, so will the problem.
Okay. But the rift is always... we'll see.
Seeing as the rift is getting worse, the warping per se of this type of magic has been also getting worse. So
Hey,
due to
does
the
my-
direct correlation.
Does my sense of place ability tell me anything about that? Like how that's affecting things?
I don't know. I don't know if it would do that exactly. I don't think so.
Alright.
It's
that's
more
fine.
of the actual travel, not the mechanics of the magic.
Okay.
It's more of like,
That's
what's
fine.
on the other side of the door?
That's chill. Alright. So you guys told Lorelai what you needed to tell her?
Mhm. Yeah, mostly we went through that.
Okay. So now you guys should probably know a little bit more about what I've been up to. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. If you want.
Alright. Yeah, that's fine. So, after that encounter with that thing that I still think we are not entirely sure what it was, other than just a gigantic, nasty monstrosity. After the rift closed to the plane of magma, I just noped the fuck on out of there. And I was keeping contact with Lorelai for a while, in the plane of magma, until I found a gate to the plane of earth, and I ended up managing to kill the big nasty, because it tried to follow me to the plane of earth, and that was not a great idea. And then you guys know we were supposed to meet in the plane of earth, but I stupidly walked through a door that I probably shouldn't have walked through, but I thought that it was the way to the source of the plane of earth, and I was clearly wrong. It was the way to the eternal staircase. And after spending a little too long in there, my sending stone broke, because that's kind of in like interplanar space that sending stones are not meant to be in for extended periods of time, or any period of time really. So that was not... So then I kind of ended up getting cut off from you guys completely after that. And after a little while in there, I ended up just picking another door and going out, and that landed me on Bitopia. And, which Bitopia was lovely. Bitopia was very, very nice. I really enjoyed that. It was amazing. And like I said, I think a gnome god bought me a sweet roll. And, I was there for a little while. I made a friend with a silver dragon.
Whoa.
And yeah, and I was there around the time that they have their changing of the seasons ritual, because the two halves of Bitopia, I don't know if you're entirely familiar with it, but it's basically one ground, and then about a mile up is the other ground, and one is silver and one is gold, and one is always summer and one is always winter, but then fall and spring switch between the two. And I was there for the switchover, so I earned the source from that location by assisting in the changeover ritual. And then one of their gods gave me the source, and my dragon friend brought me to another plane so I could smash it. And the next plane that this dragon brought me to was Arborea. I'm sorry, Lurker. The next plane the dragon brought me to was Arborea, and I met the generals of... I gotta go back in minutes. I met the unicorn generals of... What is this god's name?
Ilona.
Ilona,
The unicorn
I'm at-
generals of what is this god's name? My favorite.
right? Trying to find it.
No way, I'm not gonna remember all their names. No way.
Don't mind me. So I met these generals, and they knew where the source was, and they were actually hunting the creature that had it, and so they allowed me to join their hunt, and when we defeated the creature, I was able to retrieve the source. And from this creature, which was a worm-like thing, and it was pretty gross.
It was
and-
it was a century worm.
Century worm.
A
It was
massive
disgusting, is what it was.
worm-like creature that constantly vomits out its own children.
What?
It was gross, and I set it on fire.
What you
What?
times?
It was disgusting, and I threw lightning at it and set it on fire a few times, and we killed it.
Time to stop, Shanty.
Yeah, so then, and because I had kind of earned their respect by assisting in this battle, and as thanks for helping them fight this thing, I earned this amazing staff after another short and rather difficult, but definitely worth it trial. So I have this amazing magic staff that's an entire tree.
And as Tiska says this, you notice, you take a look at the staff she's holding, and it's this long, smooth, white oak staff, and the top is this cluster of only very tiny branches that encase a very minute but very lively spark that appears to just be hovering inside of this small cage, and the smooth white wood of this staff is marred about halfway down by what looks like a lightning scar.
Whoa. Did you electrocute your own tree?
No, it came like that.
Okay.
It was electrocuted when I found it.
I bought it like this.
I bought it like
Wait,
this.
Listen.
Discount.
Listen.
No discounts. No, it's a feature, not a bug.
Listen,
You
I
sure
didn't
there's no bugs
steal
in that thing?
I did.
No
I did.
bugs,
It's a
I
good
promise.
design.
It's actually pretty nifty. So then after that, I one of the generals weaved me a pathway to another plane, and then I went to Ysgard. And Ysgard was interesting. I was kind of different there. I was big. I was big, and I felt weird. It was pretty strange.
That sounds like something I'd like to check out. Please tell me you didn't break that one.
What? No, I did, but we're gonna be going back there. We're gonna be going back to Ysgard at some point. I learned some things. I carved my story on the inside of a tree by saying it. Ysgard was interesting. We're gonna be going back there at some point.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was definitely incredible. And then after Ysgard, I met some gods there. They wanted to hear my story, but of course I don't have all of your guys. What I couldn't really tell her this goddess saga, everything that you guys had been through. So she definitely wants us to come back, and we're gonna be going back. And then, but after I gave her my story and we talked about some stuff, she sent me home, and I've been here waiting for you guys for the past few days.
Wow.
Getting settled back in.
That sounds wild.
Yeah.
And
What's
wacky.
your favorite thing?
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
So we've been running a solo campaign for like 3 months.
Right.
Apparently.
3
It's
months? Like
quietly.
6 months. For a while.
Yeah. Too long.
That's been the visions Temp's been getting.
Yep,
Occasionally.
you have definitely been getting visions from Tiska's perspective. You've gotten one from you saw her in Bitopia, and then you got another one when you saw her destroying the Century Worm. That was what you were seeing in that vision with the lightning.
Oh.
So that's been happening.
Cool.
So now I'm ready to start whatever. These guys really seem to want to be getting more of the rift out of the way, and honestly, I think that's a great idea because this whole thing, and I'm just kind of gesturing at
Oh, wait,
in the general direction of the rift and all the wackiness it's causing, is I'm not comfortable with it. This is not great. This is not ideal.
I agree. Did Lorelai happen
This-
to look through anything that broke through in the past couple of days? Like all this damage. This is tremendous.
Yeah, I've been helping out with that a little bit,
Okay.
just doing some breaking. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a disaster.
Same.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, I'm very glad to be back. Very glad. I've missed
We're
you guys a
glad to
lot.
have you. Oh wait, I'm still not there. Never mind.
Yeah, you're still off in another building.
I am still off cuddling and having a wonderful time.
Great. So, don't worry.
So now when Temp comes back, you're gonna have to tell the whole story again. No.
Do it.
No,
Nah.
absolutely not.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
The whole story again. There you go. You know everything now.
Ayo.
Just,
Oh wow, really?
yep.
Wow.
You know everything I just said magically.
It's been
Oh,
implanted directly
jeez,
into your brain.
man. The power of memes and science.
Neither of those things are what happened, but sure.
Shh. I can dream.
Can you?
No, I can't
Really?
actually. I don't ever remember my dreams.
You
So-
can't because you sleep. You're an elf. Go on.
So,
So,
A needle pulling thread, yes.
what would you
anyway.
like to do? Are you gonna head back into the rift? Are you gonna take some time? What are you doing?
Visit Alexander's shop, and I guess people want to go into the rift.
I'd
I
love
don't know
to
what they're all doing, but I am entirely comfy where I am.
itching to go back into the
at
rift.
some
I am
point,
so
we're gonna have to go retrieve him, aren't we?
We go to Alexander's shop, do all
Probably.
that, we come back and find Temp is not here. We just basically go bang on the door.
Yeah. It's like,
Come
Temp,
on.
stop lying around. You're supposed
Right?
to be a monk. You're supposed to have self-discipline.
I do. But
Hey,
it's
if
better
you-
when I'm cuddling with Arjan and Ivara.
Self-discipline.
You know.
Self-discipline knows when means knowing when to take care of yourself.
That's a real
I
good
mean,
point.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There you go. See, you're doing it
Doesn't
right.
mean you're happy about it.
Okay. What are we doing now as a party?
Let's just kind of get rested, get ready to jump back into the rift, and do it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. So, you guys, you spend a day or two recuperating, getting back from your journey, telling each other your stories. You check out Tiska's dope new staff. It is a really cool staff.
At some
Yeah,
point, I
it is.
turn it into a tree and just like sit up and perch in it to show off because it's dope.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you plant it in the ground, it just you can turn into a 60-foot tall tree.
Yeah.
So,
Like the
It's
staff
pretty
can, or you
amazing.
can?
Yeah,
The
the
staff.
staff can.
That is
The
Okay.
staff turns into a tree.
and back at will.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
It's an amazing staff. I love it.
You kind of show each other the artifacts you've picked up. You've gotten, since you've seen Tiska last, you've gotten the bracers, you've gotten Nightfall, you've gotten, Minato shows off Nightfall, though it takes her a little bit of convincing to get her to pull the blade out. You show off the Starlight Ward.
Yes.
You show off the Wand of Switcheroo and your personal star. Edward Libby's fast-acting personal star. What else have you gotten? Because I know it's a lot.
Well, I have one that
I just picture Mir going like, "Look, goggles of night. You can see the dark." You can do that anyway, can't you?
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have dark vision.
Okay.
Gotta love
the
dank
book.
vision.
The book of like in Ancient Celestial, which you probably can't read, but she'll show it to you anyway. Look
A lot
at
of-
pretty drawings.
And have letters on them.
That's. I see that there are words in this book. I don't understand what a single
Oh,
one of them means.
I should probably ask one of the scientists about that big silver egg we found in the mines of Silverhill that's in the bag of holding, and I forgot its existence until I just read that now.
Should I?
Oh yeah, the egg, huh?
Hey,
Oh,
I like
hey,
gingerly pulls it out and sniffs it to see if it's like gone rotten or something.
Oh my gosh.
just a metal egg, you know.
It was a big metal egg,
Hey.
right? Wasn't there something written on it?
It says big silver egg. That's all it says in my list.
Wasn't there something written on it?
If there was, I didn't write that down.
Oof.
Hey, Tiska as a character doesn't really care, but I as a player am a greedy asshole. How much money did I get for that stuff that I got for Roger?
Oh, 20 gold total. He
Sweet.
doesn't have a whole lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, and you noted down the 50 platinum pieces, right?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
That is equal to 500 gold.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So-
From what I remember, the egg had a riddle on it. I don't remember the riddle at night now. But it, in a camp full of really smart people, somebody figures it out, and, as soon as they answer the riddle, the egg splits open and there's a key inside. Wait, no, it's not a key. It's not a key. It's the wheel to the elevator.
Oh my word.
Wait, really?
It's the wheel to the elevator.
Mir stares at it and goes, so when is the next, mail run going out?
For clarification, Tiska. Just for clarification,
scrambled.
to show you, to explain to you why this is hilarious. The elevator in the mines of Silverhill was broken, and it was missing the wheel that would allow the bands to turn and take it down and up the shaft. They found this
I
egg,
scrambled.
but they didn't open it up, and instead they shrank the elevator
We
down a size
destroyed
class
the
and ripped it out of the
elevator.
elevator shaft. And then climbed down the shaft.
I guess that's one way of dealing with that problem.
Yeah.
So, you
That
found the
doesn't
elevator
seem
wheel.
ideal. Way to go, guys.
Congratulations.
So proud of you.
Mir just sort of seems to physically shrink a little in embarrassment.
You know, if Temp were
Like-
there, he'd probably be like on the ground, just rolling around laughing.
You're there
It's like
now.
But Temp's not there.
Oh, I am.
Yes, you're there now.
Okay,
Oh, do I
okay.
have to be?
Yeah, you can't spend a
You
solid,
can
like,
go back
3
to your
days.
wonderful house every time you want.
I can't. I can spend as long as I want.
Okay, here's a question. Mir tries
Yeah.
closing the egg up and then answering the riddle again. Does it reopen? Is it open?
Yeah,
and
sure.
closes?
Oh.
Neat.
You now have a box that only answers to the word, I think it's ruby?
Hey.
Hey, that's
didn't know
still
it was a
pretty
fan.
fucking nice.
I wonder if you could, like, polish off or kind of grind off the riddle so that it's like a secret password box.
Let me see if I can actually find the
Oh,
command word, because
yeah.
now you need it.
JD, you should say that out loud.
Please say that out loud.
I want to interrupt. While we're all showing off our treasures, I want to show off, first of all, my amazing ring, and then my collection of hot sauce vials, and my hard-won flip-flop with a Sharpie marker on it.
What was that flip flop again?
You remember when we were fighting Dingus and his cronies?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Hit him in the face with it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's a really good time.
I am so lost.
Hi, so
satyr.
Alright. Of course. of course it had something to do with satyrs.
Yes.
Yeah, the satyrs.
Oh!
Oh,
Those
right, it was
guys.
the satyrs, and yeah.
And Nero
It's my
was,
proudest.
Nero was like pacifistly obnoxious by like just sitting right outside their prison bubble and sipping wine and like their flute and just generally.
Precious moments.
What in the hell is
You're precious.
2299BDDB.tnp?
No.
Thank
No
you.
idea what that is, and it's in my
I mean,
Dungeon Discord folder.
Yeah,
I
communism.
got nothing. I got nothing. All I heard was the word
Yeah,
communism.
Doesn't know about the ring. I'm gonna show that one off too and do some like cantrips with it.
Oh yeah!
My brain just went, that's the other campaign.
The Ring of the
I
Grammarian.
do right though with the Slovak accent.
Oh, found it.
Oh god.
You didn't even call anyone a goopnik, so I'm out.
Bye.
Yep,
Why?
the answer is
Why?
was Ruby. So that's the code word on the egg. I went and found the riddle. The riddle was, it is better to be forgotten than evil. I cannot scribe the word here. It gleams like the sun, but was made from a different fire.
Lurker now.
You may have to send that to me or... I sort of wanna sense if they can find out if they can like put the riddle on the outside but leave it so it can be opened with a password. I mean obviously we can't change the password, right? But it would be interesting. Anyway.
No, you
Anywho.
can't change the password. This was made by something else. Somebody else.
Another entity.
Yeah, you never figured out who was that made by.
It's spooky boo.
Anyway, so anything else that we're doing in these few days?
Not that I know of.
No, just wanna
I'm just spending time doing
Here.
very, very important stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's very important to me.
I'm sure.
Here, by the way, like, writes a little letter about this. But we never actually figured out what this egg was from. And also, here's a piece of the elevator. Sorry. And packs it up to be back to Silver Hill. Maybe to her family, and hopefully someone there can figure out what how to best return that. With our sincerest apologies.
I'm assuming to Liana.
Or to... Yeah, or maybe I'll write to Fossane so that she can figure out how to best
Sure,
that
sure.
along.
Of course. Yeah, no
Alright.
problem. You can get that shipped out pretty easily. Is that all you were planning to do before jumping back into the rift?
I think so. So we already... Here, we'll just hit up, like I said, hit up Alexander's, talk to Noodle, and restock my healer's kit.
Okay. In which case, we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we'll jump back into it when we come back. Since I started the stream an hour late, an hour and a bit late, I'm gonna end it late, if that's cool with everybody.
I'm chill with that.
Yeah, that should be able to work.
If not, we can just power on through, and I'll run the first part of some of the stuff that I planned.
How late?
I was gonna match start late time with end late time, so like hour 15 minutes or so, but we don't have to do that. It's up to you guys. Just tell me when you need to go, and we'll go ahead and end the session then.
I'd like to get out of here, like,
JD, you sound really fuzzy.
Sorry about
JD,
that.
well, JD isn't, but Zakro is.
That's
He
true.
Sure is.
I'd like to get out of here about 10:30 or 10:45.
Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and power through then. Sorry, no break today.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. We can handle it.
Alright.
I
So
think
you
it's
guys-
the truth.
So you guys prepare to head back into the rift. Which is kind of fun and interesting because you haven't done this in a while. Hold on, let me bring up the track. There we go.
Oh yeah, do we have Tiska fly in first, or?
Yeah,
Sure.
instead of flying in, I want to see if I can figure out what it is, what it's cycled to from the outside.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'm assuming you can use sense of place for that, right? Yes.
Yeah, I should
You
be
can
able
use it to
to.
determine the end locus of a portal. Yes. Okay, you guys
Amazing.
head up to the rift, and you wait a little while for it to do its typical thing. It seems to be doing this faster than it used to, and as you watch, about 35-40 minutes after you first get there, it fades. And for a minute, you're not really sure what it's headed to, and you think maybe it's going to the Outlands again because it's this pale color, but it just goes further and further back, pale, and as you watch, it just fades to this white. And for a second, you're like, did it just break? And then you realize it's not broken. It's just this perfect, pure white. Go ahead, Tiska. I don't remember how the roll works. Is it just your 2d6 to determine?
I don't remember.
It should be in your DM somewhere.
Yeah. It's just a question of whether or not we remember to pin that.
Okay, it tells you where portals are, where portals could be, and where they go. Oh, and then you can make a utilize roll. So no, you just know, it looks like.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
Wow, okay, you just
Alright.
know.
Alright, where's it going?
The plane of ice.
Alright,
Nice.
I'm gonna take
Nice.
a quick glance at my very large membranous wings with almost no insulation on them and be like, maybe we should get a little bit of cold weather gear.
And when you reveal this fact, Lorelei is standing. She's off to the side, and she goes, "Wait a minute. No, we knew this was gonna happen. Hold on.
Do you have at least a sort of scarf shawl thing to begin with?
I do.
Lorelei
that's
turns
around
and
my neck.
sprints off into the camp, and you hear her yelling, "Quick, quick!" And like it's somebody's name, and she's just like shouting, and you guys kind of stand there like, where, what is, why? And
Mira
she
pulls
comes
out
back.
Her own cozy little scarf that she crocheted.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of raised an eyebrow at the rest of the party, like, you have things.
That's true. You all have cold weather cozies knitted or crocheted for you.
Yeah, honestly, the power of Mir, this is amazing.
I prefer the power of Grayskull.
We'll probably want whatever the scientists have as well, but most of you have cozy
Yeah.
hats.
Yeah, Lorelei comes sprinting back in a minute, followed by a tall, I think he's a hobgoblin. Pretty sure he's a hobgoblin. A tall hobgoblin man who is carrying this large silver briefcase sort of deal, and the two of them come up to you guys, and the hobgoblin lays the briefcase down, and he says, we've been trying to make some things that would help next time you go to a potentially dangerous plane, so here. And he clicks a little switch, and the lid like flips up like it's spring loaded. It's really cool. And inside there are, let me roll for this.
Getting like our James Bond gear.
There are 6 vials that are filled with a white liquid, and it's not like milk. It's like a shimmery, silvery liquid with these larger
cream.
sort of flakes in it.
Neat.
His name is, let me spell it for you. It's pronounced Click-Quick, but it's spelled like this.
Quick or click click?
Click-Quick.
Quick, quick.
Quick stick,
Quick,
quick
quick.
trick.
That's his name.
We just call him Q.
Quick, quick. That's nice. That's a cool name.
Nope, there's a Q in there. K-L-Y-K-Q-W-I-K.
That's
I mean,
pretty cool.
if you really want, you can call him Q.
I mean, I'm not going to say, can I call you K, because you're just going to say no for the memes.
I mean,
Yes, we can-
yeah,
Call you Q.
fine. I don't see why not.
Thank you, Q. You're a real hero.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just calling him Quick, like a respectful person.
Oh.
Mir, by the way, before she puts the potion,
Alright.
spends just a moment like looking fascinated at the spring-loaded switch, pushing the briefcase slightly closed,
It-
watching it spring back.
Also, it was amazing.
And then she's like, "Oh yes, the potions. I assume they are resist cold or something similar."
That's right, yes.
Sweet. About how long do you think they'll last?
An hour.
Ooh.
Okay. That should be enough for a while.
Right. Likely you won't be immediately put in danger when you get there. It tends to be,
Like,
while the plains are inhospitable, they aren't overtly hostile most of the time, so you should be alright. If you encounter any threats there, however, they may come in handy.
Alright, so
How about yes?
don't drink them right now. Wait until we encounter the big bad.
Yes, that's
Mir
what I
will,
would. That's what I would
Okay.
advise.
Mir, if people
That's
need like
entirely
something in
fine.
place for winter cloak, Mir has extra blankets because she tends to just nest in them. They might have a
Awesome.
feather or two sticking to them, but she's happy to share.
Eh. Alright, so collect our potions and head through. I guess.
Sure thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Who's going through first?
I'm gonna do it.
You know I had to do it to him.
Alright. Sure. Yeah, Temp,
Mir, by the way,
you're going first, Temp?
I'm gonna do a barrel roll, except not a barrel roll, actually something, reasonable, like a triple backflip.
Roll acrobatics.
Heck yeah. Gotta get back into it because we haven't been going through any portals recently.
May I interfere?
God.
May I interfere, Falcon?
Oh, sure. How do you want to do that?
I'd like to cast Dope Trick on Temp.
Dope
Dope.
How is that interfering?
instead of rope trick.
Rope trick, but changed through the ring of the grammarian.
Yeah, it's a dope trick.
That's amazing.
I'm not sure if this is gonna involve either weed or just let me do this instantly.
I don't know.
That's up to the DM.
Okay, okay, so you're casting Dope Trick. So that's a what level spell?
Hang on, let me grab my sheet. I've actually cast this before. It is 2nd level.
Okay.
I have that one in all caps because I love it so much.
Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, so you cast Dope Trick. No, did my phone die? No! Hold on, I need this.
Rip.
We need an app called Meme Soundboard.
Oh Jesus.
I'm assuming that's what Falcon's going for.
Oh,
Don't spoil the surprise!
I think I know exactly what's about to happen, and I approve.
I'm afraid.
So, spoilers.
I'm absolutely terrified.
I approve, but I'm also terrified. I just want to
Oh,
say that
turn
right
on,
now.
please. I knocked 16 things over running to get that charger. Dope Trick.
I have a hunch, but I will wait until the actual thing comes. So, in case.
Oh
this
god,
is
I accidentally
anything.
minimized the window. I accidentally squished my Discord window.
Squished it,
Yup.
or just regular squishage?
Come on. You cannot. Alright.
Crickets. Do we have our
Alright.
memes?
No, don't worry. Okay, so you cast Dope Trick on Temp, and immediately, everyone smells weed smoke. Just immediately.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Temp, did you roll your acrobatics, bud?
No, I haven't yet.
Go ahead and do that. I'm gonna give you advantage.
Good.
Okay, that's a non-natural 20.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you jump through the rift, and as you do like a sick flip through, everyone on both sides, both you on your side, and everybody on the other side.
What happened?
Yeah.
Here's that. I
It just
wasted
kind of
5
emanates
minutes bringing
from-
this thing up, and it was totally worth it.
Absolutely.
That was 100% worth it.
I have so many.
Completely worth it. Oh, my word.
No.
That was amazing. Alright, I'm gonna go on through after
My
that.
brain was just playing
Just-
the John Cena theme song, imagining.
Oh my,
Yeah.
Ooh, do I have that?
oh
Any-
my word.
Really fast, because now that the smoke is dispersing, we need to, like, get out of here before somebody blames somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, before somebody calls the popo on us.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Quick work.
I'll have you know that fantasy weed is entirely legal.
I feel like that's
Well,
fine.
you don't have the power to determine that.
And if
Yeah,
it
that's-
isn't, then I'm probably
The
gonna get
question
arrested
is-
later.
The question is it legal on all planes?
Hey, there you go.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
No, this is too much.
We'll see what the TSA
No,
says
it's
about
not.
that.
Mir sticks her
Yeah.
head through to make
Speaking
sure
of,
Temp went in alright.
Speaking of dudes, there you go.
Doot. I'm gonna follow Temp on in via flight because
Hop on in.
why not?
Jump on it.
I jump in,
Alright.
actually.
Yeah, as you guys enter the plane of ice, you head through, and you're blinded at first by the light.
Ow.
But slowly your eyes adjust.
I appreciate
I'm
you,
so
JD.
glad. I'm so glad
I
like
forgot
3
to
of us did that.
I forgot to hit push to talk, but there was someone I was also doing that.
Amazing. Most of the party was doing that.
Ah,
Yep.
it's too good. I think Falc's just like done with our shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey.
I can't
I-
see it right
Everyone's
now, but
favorite
I'm
rogue is
guessing
back.
face palms and
I-
saying to the audience, this is what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I heard that AVI.
Hey Lug, we're going to the plane of ice. We have potions
Ah.
of
Minato's
cold
here.
resistance for if we meet Nastas.
You missed the dope trick.
You did miss the
yeah.
dope trick.
Let me tell you, was the dopest shit imaginable.
Mir, by the way, also sort of. Is Nyx coming with us to this plane?
I don't know, is he?
Yes.
That's
Mir will sort of makeshift tie around him some cozy bit. As he-
cozy soft things.
Okay.
Yes, blanket bits of her crochet, just trying to keep him cozy without impeding his movement.
Sure.
Sorry, I dropped my dice.
Mood.
Shouldn't have it on the edge of the table, but I have no room. Alright, let's go.
So,
Plane of
those of
ice.
you that have gone through, you see that after you manage to blink the light out of your eyes and you adjust, you see you were standing on a very vast, just a wide snowfield. And around, you can see you're in sort of a valley, and you can see mountain peaks to your left and right, and above there is just a brilliant sun. And it doesn't look like the sun normally is. It's sort of a sort of whiter and feels colder. But otherwise, this resembles just like kind of a material plane area.
Alright.
It is bitingly cold.
Ow.
Tiska,
I'm
you
gonna-
actually feel pretty fine.
Huh.
Is
That's.
it like taking a little nibble?
I'm
you gonna eat the snow?
noting that.
No, I mean, is the cold taking a little nibble?
No.
Biting.
It's tried.
Darn. I got all excited. This is what you do to me.
So y'all are just shivering there, and I'm just like, this is whatever.
I probably should have worn a shirt in
Mirrors.
here, to be honest.
You can have a blanket cape if you would like.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to suffer for my fashion.
Of
You
course.
just
Suffer
make you
for
a
the
sort of
aesthetic.
tool god of the blankets. Mirror, like, her
Ah.
feathers poof up a bit.
Yeah,
Suffer
you
for
fluff.
the capital L look.
You fluff. The cold isn't like enough to cause any stat effects, but it is a little uncomfortable for most of you. For you, Tiska, you're fine. Anybody who has cold resistance is fine. You're. I think that's just
Interesting.
Tiska. So
We have the box.
box. Oh, the
With
nav box.
The nav box, yeah.
Yes, it is pointing you
Good.
up the valley.
Alright,
Aw.
let's
Up the
follow
valley.
the nav box.
Testing to make sure our sending stone still works, so we can talk
Yep.
to Lorelai.
Test.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, did I get mine fixed in
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you did.
okay, yeah. We figured out how to fix that. That's good. So, hey, well, it's kind of cold here.
I
A
mean,
little
yeah, I would
snowy.
kind of assume that it is a little bit.
A little snowy.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, it's pretty chill
It's
out
kind of
here.
snowy. I just killed
Laser
every.
for skating.
Well,
Yeah,
Alright,
dingus.
let's follow the nav box.
Do we
and
have?
we get the GoPro vision with Sketchy, because I made a little spot in his hat for in Temp's hat for the for Dwayne.
Oh
to watch.
yeah.
Yes.
This
So
was
you've
gonna get
Dwayne the
real
Scrying Stone
weird.
Johnson with you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry, they took a scrying stone, one of the scrying
And-
stones that
Oh, were
And
you not here?
is
for
around the
this?
city.
No. I named it Dwayne Johnson because it's Dwayne the Scrying Stone Johnson.
Mm-hmm. And now they're
Amazing.
carrying it around with them.
Oh, is this like part of our publicity thing?
It is now.
Amazing.
Or well, originally it was just I wanted a Scrying Stone with me.
Despite the fact that you can't use it.
I don't care. I wanted one, so I got one.
Clearly. This is Minato.
Minato.
Oh my god.
I would like to point out that Minato would be clearly well bundled.
Oh yeah, she hates the cold.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a fancy green scarf
Twitch
and
chat.
everything.
She posted, Minato has posted a picture
Yeah, like I
heavily
said that
bundled
it
up
was the plane of ice and she
toddler.
immediately ran back to like grab 50 winter coats.
Dank, more like.
That's what she was doing while
Love it.
Temp was doing his dope trick.
Yes.
Yeah. If I can add what I was writing in the chat, just so everyone can hear it, I believe Minato and Mir both are in possession of 10-foot poles.
Mm.
I'd like to suggest that they use them to probe the snow in front of us so that we don't fall into a pit or crevasse as we walk.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in the air, but like that's a good idea for you land-bound people.
Whatever you can see from up there.
What do I see from up here?
Yeah, whatever you can see is going to help us too. It never hurts.
Nicholas, what do your elf
Alright.
eyes see?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Where'd I put my d20?
What's
They
the
see
weather
how
currently
fabulous
doing?
I look.
Hold on, Brom, what was that?
What's the weather currently doing?
It is a little bit windy where you are, and it is sunny. You can see a couple really high clouds.
Visibility is normal, fine.
Visibility's pretty good right now.
18
Just takes
perception.
the DC. You fly up and you look up the valley in the direction the nav box was pointing, and you can see that you're on a glacier, and it is winding through these icy mountains, and way off to the north you can see one mountain where the weather is not the same as it is everywhere else, and in fact you see a massive storm that is just clustered around this mountain, almost chained to it by the lightning that you see lancing down onto the slopes.
Who wants to bet
Not-
that's where we have to go?
Thing slopes.
I'm gonna come down a little bit and let everybody know about that.
Sure.
Come down within speaking range and be like, hey, this happened.
You can see that distant blizzard.
That's Alright. Let's get going, I guess.
All right. So you guys, you head. I guess it's the equivalent of south, really, but it's uphill. So how are you gonna move? How are you gonna go about this?
Yeah, I think the pole thing is probably smart, because we're on a glacier, and glaciers are prone to crevasses and cracks.
Something else that might help. Let me just check how long this spell lasts. So, Water Walk says this spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava.
Snow's not a liquid.
It says snow in the book. I don't.
That's really strange.
Snow can act kind of like a liquid sometimes.
You can act kind of like a liquid sometimes.
Just like-
I mean, yeah, I guess because it says it, yeah.
Finding the errata on Stack Exchange.
What?
I'm finding the errata about the spell to speak.
Okay.
Water Walk is the spell.
Then again, Stack Exchange I don't think is...
Well, no. But it looks at the history. So the original in 3.5, ice was included. Ice was removed because it's a solid.
Yeah.
You're a solid.
Mm-hmm.
Snow is technically, I think, a granular rather than a solid or liquid.
Solid.
A granular
I
solid.
know, man.
Because it's when it's dry enough.
Yes. Because granular solids are their own thing. Snow is modeled as a fluid. Well, I mean,
Alright.
that depends.
I mean, it says snow in the thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
well,
guess...
everyone always
Yeah, you
models
won't
their own-
take... If you're
everyone-
using water walk, you won't take difficult terrain from snow. Because you'll just walk on
Okay.
top of it like an elf. Except not like a
fantastic.
D&D elf. Because you can't walk... Sorry, Temp.
Like Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's up to 10 willing creatures, so I can get us all, and it will last an hour.
Nice.
Let's
Let's
do
go.
it.
alright. Yeah, you go ahead and you cast Water Walk, so you guys are now able to walk on top of the snow, which will remove the difficult terrain aspect from it, which is pretty nice.
That's pretty fucking neat.
And I'm assuming you head towards the mountain? In the direction the nav box is pointing you?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question. How would Water Walk... I mean, it's still... Are you still putting your weight on it like this? Would assume you are.
Maybe it does, but it
Kinda.
doesn't. Like, it compacts a little bit, but not as, like, we don't sink straight in. Maybe a bit like wearing snowshoes.
Right, I'm thinking for
It
crevices.
would be like being like a water strider kind of thing, but with snow.
Would you still fall through in a crevice?
If the crevice has water up to the snow, then no. If there's air beneath it somewhere, then yes. You'd probably fall.
Okay, then
So,
definitively
still got the
there's
10-foot
air.
poles out, kind of poking out.
Still pulling the poles. Yeah.
Safety dance is what I'm
Okay.
hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in which case
Because of course,
this isn't
be
going to be an
very
issue for
careful.
you. You can go ahead and detect whenever you near a crevasse. I mean, yeah, it makes you not break surface tension, which is how it works on like oceans and stuff. You still like it's like walking on a waterbed. You googe all over the place, but you're fine
Sorry, what?
otherwise. You get the water's all like squoogey still as you're walking on it.
Okay.
That's the technical term.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
You know what? We're just gonna go with it.
So yeah, you don't break surface tension. That's a really good way of putting it, actually. So.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm still flying.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, if you you don't actually know the command to make Nyx come. But if you
No, I
did, you
don't.
could tell him to fly up with you, and he would.
I could use speak with animals and tell them to fly up with me.
You could also do that if you want.
I'm definitely gonna burn a first level spell slot to do that because I'm Garbo.
Okay. Does that grant them the ability to speak back to you?
Eat while you're
What?
Does that grant them the ability to speak back to you?
I believe so, yeah. Let me just
Oh,
check.
that's fun.
for
Oh no,
a
I need a
moment.
voice for Nyx now. Holy shit.
Sorry.
when Mirc's just got
Chat, what should Nyx voice be?
Ask him what he likes to eat. We're still trying to figure that out.
Chat, what should Nyx's
With
voice
animals,
be?
you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations of monsters, blah blah blah. May be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you. So yeah, I can just chat back and forth.
Okay.
So, hey, come fly with me, little buddy.
Okay.
Fly away.
That's the cutest voice.
Yeah.
Hey, your friend down there wants to know what you really like to eat.
Anything.
He said anything,
Can you
Mir.
explain that rocks aren't good for him?
Mir says that rocks probably aren't great for you. You probably shouldn't eat rocks, buddy.
It's fine.
Eat all the rocks. Eat
They
all
hurt.
the rocks.
No,
Eat
they don't
all the
hurt.
rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She just
Hey.
worries about you a little bit. That's all.
Oh,
She wants you to be
He knows his
open.
diet rocks.
okay.
No. Lurker, no. Hey. So, yeah, I'm here chilling with, that lasts for about 10 minutes. So, for 10 minutes of our travel, I can chat with Nyx.
Okay.
Cool. So
Absolutely.
just a little chit chat, talking
Yeah.
about the weather or whatever. I don't know.
He doesn't know a whole lot of. He's doing his best.
He's trying. He's trying very hard, and I'm proud of him.
He's trying. Yes. He's still a young baby, so he's not super good with, the whole language thing.
He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job.
Yep.
I'm proud of him. And I let him know that.
He's overjoyed to hear it because, he gets the general idea that people are happy or whatever, but getting talked to directly definitely leaves more of an
Aw.
impression. Like when you
Aw.
speak his language of not a language at all.
He's precious.
Yeah, he'll do his best to, hug tackle you in midair.
Oh goodness. I'm probably gonna drop a few feet because of that.
Oh, absolutely. And he realizes that you're both flying, and he's like, oops.
That's. Oh. I love you too, buddy.
I love you.
You're great. Oh. You're the best.
Thank you.
Oh, I love him. Alright, so we're going.
Okay.
Have we come across anything fun?
You avoid a couple crevasses along the way, which is pretty good. To avoid imminent death.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're mostly lengthwise along the glacier, which makes sense, and it makes them pretty easy to avoid. For the most part, you and Nyx are immune to that as you guys are flying, but the rest of you,
Yeah.
it's fine. You just sidestep a couple feet and just walk on by it. After the first few, it's less frightening than it otherwise would be, though. It is a little spooky to look down into that massive dark blue crack in the ice. Because it goes down, a lot of them just go down out of sight. And some of them narrow and stop, but some are real deep.
It's a bad place to end.
And you guys continue. Without too much issue, thanks to your water walk and your scouting, you guys can make it up to the slopes of the mountain in a few hours. As you get closer, you do notice that the wind is picking up and it's getting much colder. But as you do get closer, you can start to see the openings of caves in the lower slopes that you could easily enter.
Let's get a little further and then hunker down for a minute.
Alright.
Do we get to start a fire?
I
Mm-hmm.
I can use produce flame to make a little thing, but unless we have like something to actually put it in, like I'm not really sure we could
I
start
might
an
have
actual
an
fire.
iron pot. Let me check the.
There is no fuel here.
Yeah, we would need like I can hold a little ball with produce flame, but that's not going to do a whole lot.
Yeah.
We take turns huddling around it.
I mean,
That's
we could
about all we got.
technically use like some lamp oil or not. I have.
I have some lamp oil and some in a tinder box, but
Yeah, I have a tinder
Won't
box,
last
which I don't
long.
actually really need, considering the fact that I have the produce flame cantrip.
Yeah.
I haven't. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I've got a dragon chest set.
We're not lighting that on fire. We're not lighting that on fire.
So where are you heading? Are you heading up to the slopes of the mountain into the caves? What are you doing?
Head up the slopes a little to the cave, like partway up so we can get visibility.
Into the cave, or you broke up a little bit?
Oh, I want to head up the slope a little bit and then get into a cave, since there are lots of caves to pick from. I want to pick something that's sturdy, sheltered, and has an overhang in case.
There's not like 40, but you can see like one or two just like big old openings.
I would like to use my intelligence to determine the most structurally sound one.
Okay, roll an int check.
Just straight.
There's no architecture skill.
Hey.
Not in this edition.
Mira is basically, for staying warm along the way, burns like scraps of paper and a bit of lamp oil and maybe a little bit of rope just in her iron pot and kind of.
Could somebody who's like,
around it.
could somebody who's good at that kind of thing, which is would not be me, probably, unless it might count as survival, kind of engineer. Somebody probably has a lantern. Maybe engineer it into kind of a little space heater.
I got 16.
You got a what now?
I've got
16.
16.
Yes, to choose our destination.
The caves all look pretty secure. They're not. They look like they were almost just like drilled into the ice. And the closer you get, you realize that this is not a mountain made of rock. It's a mountain made of solid ice. There's no stone here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It is only
Okay.
ice. These caverns were not. They probably weren't naturally formed, because otherwise you don't know how that would work. Especially in a place like this, you don't know if the natural formation of caverns would work the same way. But they may have been dug or drilled or built. But they all look pretty secure to you. None of them seem to be anywhere in danger of collapse. The edges
Would
are.
it be a survival or nature check to try and figure out if something has been living in the cave recently?
That would be survival.
Okay.
I wonder
I
what
guess
made what-
gingerly approach the closest cave and take a look-see.
Okay. Go ahead
Can
and roll
I
survival.
can I assist with that?
Sure. Yeah. Whichever of you has the higher survival bonus, go ahead and roll that.
That might actually be because
Yeah.
I
I
have
have
Outlander.
+4.
Survival. I have +7.
Okay
Nice.
then.
I'm gonna. So does that mean I get advantage?
Yes.
Alright. 24?
Yeah. Yeah, you take a look around this and you search for tracks or signs of movement, you find around the edges you can see where the ice has been scraped recently, as if something has passed in a route that's very large and has managed to bump up against the edges of the cavern. You see a little scrapes around a foot or two above your head height, and then 1 or 2 scrapes on the very top of the cavern. So this is the smaller of the few tunnels. So something has ducked and made its way through this tunnel. You can also see little pock marks in the ice where something used perhaps a stick or a piece of metal to as like a walking stick to make its way in or out of the cave.
So that would be like a humanoid kind of thing.
Possibly.
Going in. Interesting.
And I try to figure out what was it that made them.
That would have... yeah, I'll allow it, but it'll be another survival check on your part, and I'm not going to give you a helper advantage.
Alright.
Can Braun determine if the walls were, like, worked, like machined or carved or dug? Like how you dig stone instead with ice?
Yeah, roll investigation, and I'll... Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
10.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, it's possible it was a humanoid, but the scrapes, you don't know.
Yeah.
17. Yeah, this was, the way this was not done by some sort of machine, and it doesn't look like a human or humanoid dwarven construction sort of to the edge of it. It's smoother than that, it's more rippled. Clearly what did this was definitely magical in nature, but you're not sure exactly what it was. It does look like something, like this is definitely a creature did this, and it's something where it's like its native territory. So this is like the home of something that would live here.
We're definitely in the abode of some creature. I can tell by the walls.
Yeah, we should probably be pretty careful.
The nav box points you further in.
To this
Further
cave.
into this cave. Okay.
So did you think the thing was in this cave, or did it
Sorry, what was that? You're real quiet.
Sorry about that. Is it going to be in this cave, or do all the caves lead to the same place?
You don't know.
I mean, I'd imagine something.
If we check at each of the other caves, does the nav box seem to point more in this one than others? And are there any similar markings in those caves?
Okay. Now that you know what you're looking for, you head over to another one of the caves, and it's a little bit of a trek. These things are not all clustered together. They're on different points of this entire mountain. It's a very large mountain. But the nav box does seem to be pointing just towards the general center of the mountain, not towards this cave specifically, and at one of the other caves you do see the same side scrapes, but not the top scrape, because this one is much larger, so whatever was going in or out did not have to duck or huddle to get in, to pass through.
Okay. Hey, could the pockmarks that I saw earlier, you said could have been like from some kind of walking stick, could they have been like from like big claws, hypothetically?
You think claw marks would probably look different.
Alright. Interesting.
Those would be more gouges. These are more like when you put a ski pole in the ice, or perhaps a pick.
Yeah.
Or a claw?
Yeah. Alright, I guess we're going into the mountain then.
Mm-hmm. We gotta do it.
Okay.
So let's keep alert.
Yeah, you head in, and the part you're at, the storm is not quite on you. It's much further up the mountain, but you can see when you're at when you're at the base of these slopes, you look up the mountain and you see that blizzard clustered around the peaks. You step into the cave and walk down these hallways, and as you go, it does seem to get colder. You'd like to smell a loose bit of ice. It smells cold.
Okay.
It does seem to get more frigid. Your breath clouds quickly. The cold seems to penetrate deeper through your coats and cloaks. those of you with little protection temp are going to shiver a bit more.
Ooh.
It is
Oh.
frigid in here. And as you go...
How am I
Are you
feeling?
sure you don't want a blanket cape temp?
Excuse me, have you seen my pecs right now? These
Yeah, they're
things are
shaking
amazing.
slightly. Just like, they're shaking slightly from
I
the
could
cold.
cut glass with these things.
Is that because
That was
of the
not a
time-
mental image I needed.
Please tell me this is all happening in character.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course it
Absolutely.
is. That is exactly what Temp would say.
How am I feeling? How am I feeling?
You're fine.
Slightly disturbed, probably.
Interesting.
A little
Well,
bit disturbed, but, like, mentally,
Not psychologically.
psychologically.
Physically, not
Physically,
psychologically.
just fine.
Interesting.
Psychologically,
Good
you're a little loose.
You are not feeling
Psychologically,
that
I'm
chill.
not
Like,
thrilled.
what you feel, you know it's cold, like you recognize, oh, it's chilly, but you don't physically feel the cold.
Mhm.
Not do with it.
That's interesting.
I feel like Beer just starts. She pulls out some yarn and starts crocheting as we walk. She's gonna make Temp a sweater.
She's just gonna make Temp an entire sweater while we're here.
I don't know how long we'll be there. At the very least, I'm gonna make a midsection.
Just like make a crop top sweater.
Oh
Yes. Yes.
God, those things.
That would fit with. I feel like that would fit with Temp's aesthetic enough that he might actually wear it.
Please make it pink.
True.
So I'm actually, I went ahead and I dropped a SoundCloud playlist in the Discord if you want to go ahead and listen to that.
Oh,
That
jeez,
is
Falc's
your prerogative.
Falc's dropping her fire mixtape
I rolled
again.
the die just out of curiosity. What color? If Mia randomly pulls down the bag, I got pink.
Heck yeah.
It will be pink.
Alright, I have the ice
Not
tape.
to
Are we
just
trying to
roll
stealth
around.
right now, or
These are tracks. I do not own these tracks. They're going to be
We
muted
probably
for me
should
on
do
Twitch,
that.
but they belong to the Skyrim
um?
OST, and one of them is
Alright,
from Witcher and
so
one
we're
of them is
we're
from
trying
Mass
to be
Effect.
stealthy children.
These are not mine. I do not owe them.
Stealthy kids.
Alright, so I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Nice. All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Where's
actually getting out
volume
my
on
pens and
SoundCloud?
doing some
There it
marking down now, because now it's
Oh,
getting
no.
important.
So, you all have +10 to stealth.
Oh, heck.
Very nice.
And
Oh.
Ooh, God.
so we should probably
yeah.
roll that.
Woo.
Roll
I'm
for that now.
definitely-
Roll stealth,
defo
everyone.
rolling stealth now. Oh.
God.
So,
See,
so
how terrible I
the
did.
number
Oh,
I
holy
just
shit!
rolled
I
is
did well.
doubled by my bonus.
You don't exist, probably.
No, I think he means that he rolled it so low that his bonus is
No.
My gosh, I don't exist.
I almost don't exist, which is really
Lurker?
impressive.
I
I think this is my
Jesus.
first ever over 20 stealth roll.
Okay, give me a
That's
second.
my first ever 35 plus stealth roll.
Oh. You have a plus 18
Yikes.
stealth, or is that 8
I have
plus
plus
stealth?
8 and then plus 10.
Ah.
Jeepers.
So yeah.
I have the same thing, but I rolled a 10.
No, that's a bad
You're-
sign.
Oh, bye. Bye, Lou.
Oh no.
dear.
Goodbye. Alright,
Oh, no.
Lurker, you got a 36. Brom, you got a 14 total with the plus 10?
No, I rolled a 14.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
rolled a 14. So it's 24 for you plus
Yeah.
your stealth bonus, which is Dex probably.
Yeah, I'm guessing I got a 26.
I actually have higher stealth right now than other people in the party.
Tiska, you
Not
got
higher
a
than me.
27.
I rolled a natural 19. That's the only reason it's this good.
Fair enough.
Because I have normally a -2 to stealth. So
Oof.
while the rest of you have +10, I have
Zachari's a 33. Jesus.
Oh, severe dex.
because my dex is awful.
I mean, I had
Uh,
plus 18, not plus 10.
Minato got no idea what Minato got.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Worked from a passive.
Nick's got a 28.
What a good boy. I'm so proud of him. Pretty cool.
He's
I
a
also
very
got
good
28.
boy.
I am a sneaky
Check.
beaky.
Exactly. In that situation, you are in fact a sneaky beaky. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, we're gonna go off Minato's passive stealth, which is pretty good.
Yeah. She's a rogue. She's fine.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright. So we have that for an hour.
Yep, okay.
We
You
beat them
guys
to the ice cave.
continue in. And
We're spooking along.
Yes, cave. Let's go.
the light fades, but it doesn't go away entirely because as you head inwards, you start to see that there are glittering things in the walls. And for a second you're like, what the hell is that? And then you realize it's gemstones. Like just little ones, and like pieces of silver, and then little stones that glow a little bit. And you start to see these things that are just cemented into the ice, just in the walls, glittering. It's very, very beautiful. They're in the walls and the floor and the ceiling all around you. And the further you go, you start to see more of these. And you start to see gold pieces instead of silver. And you start to see more valuable gemstones. You see, instead of onyx and moonstone, you see sapphires and emeralds. And occasionally you'll see a piece of platinum or something.
Mir like goes, ooh, shiny, and reaches and then stops like, that might actually be unstable. I should not.
Falcon,
Yes?
I'd like to try and figure out what's next.
Who
You
put these
broke
here?
up real bad. What?
I want to know what's done this.
Okay, go ahead and roll
I'm gonna second
Arcana.
that. I'm gonna assist.
Arcana with
Arcana?
advantage. Yes.
I don't need that advantage, I just critted it.
Okay.
Yo,
Holy
shit!
Second one
Amazing.
was
Nice.
So
You've
Holy
heard of
priceless
this
collection
happening
of
before.
Etruscan snoods, Batman.
You've heard of this, and this is a tactic used by these creatures. This is something that these creatures do to show off what they have. They place their hoard in the walls of their lair to specifically prove how beautiful it is, how much they have, how much that they've acquired over time. This is a tactic very rarely seen because very few people get to see these lairs, but commonly used in the lairs that are documented by white dragons.
Hold up.
I had a
Sorry,
feeling. I, the player, had a feeling.
I am in fact hooked on a feeling at the moment.
I missed the last sentence of that of the explanation there.
I'm also high.
I think we're in a white dragon lair, guys.
Oh!
Hey, Luke, you're back just in time
You're back just in time for cliffhanger.
to find out we're,
Thanks for the stuff.
We're likely in the lair of a white dragon of some kind.
Oh, not surprising.
There's shinies in the walls and
You continue to go on. And
Yep, I had a feeling. I, the player, had a feeling.
you continue on.
I've watched enough
Knowing
Critical
this.
Role to know where this was going.
yeah.
And
Alright.
you step through these hallways extremely silently. You are a shadow amongst the ice. And as you go further and further in, the temperature continues to drop. Almost, it hurts to breathe it in. You can feel, you know how in winter sometimes you breathe in and you feel like the mucus in your nose crystallize?
Yeah,
That's happening.
that's the
definitely
worst.
happening. And I'm gonna cut you off, JD. Right there. I'm just gonna cut you off. Don't. Hold on. We're getting there. We'll end. Don't worry. You continue forwards, and almost unexpectedly, you step out into a larger cavern after a time, and you see these pillars of ice filled with glittering pieces of hoards, and you see sculptures almost made of ice perched around the room. You see actually 2 or 3 sculptures of white dragons. You see a couple suits of armor that are impressed into the walls, and you see you actually see one of these sculptures of a dragon is topped with the actual skull of a white dragon. That has been
that's pretty metal.
cleaned and set onto it. And as you step a little bit further into the room, one of these sculptures opens its eyes, and it is not a sculpture. In fact, it is a dragon.
Yeah, I'm opening down that potion now.
And she
What
turns
color
to you.
dragon?
It's a white
White
dragon.
dragon.
And it turns to
Nice.
you,
Yeah,
and it says, "Well, well, well. What have we here?"
I'm gonna open down that potion right
Pizza
now.
delivery.
Oh, don't be so nervous. I just want to know what you're doing here.
Somebody order a Hawaiian pizza.
We're
Where-
looking for something.
Yes,
No.
we need to find a very specific thing that has to do with the hole in the universe that we're trying to fix.
Guys,
Hmm.
guys, all you
Sounds fascinating. Many people come here looking for things, not so many leave. What is it you see?
What did the ones who did leave do? We want to, get this right.
They did something for me in order to get what they wanted.
Okay.
What is it you're looking for?
Small glass sphere,
Glass
probably
sphere
filled with
about yay
ice.
big. Yeah. He holds up like hands. About yay big. Filled with ice or snow of some kind.
And she exhales, and you see this breath of it's not steam. When you breathe out, your breath condenses into a plume of steam. When she breathes out, it's snow. And she very, very slowly turns her massive head to the side, and you see her eyes flick up and look over to the side, and all of you follow her gaze, and then you see pressed into one of the walls is the sphere you're looking for. It is a clear blue-white glass sphere, carefully pressed into the ice of the wall. And she says, "Is that it?"
That would be
It
the
is
one.
indeed. So, I guess, what would you want in return for it?
Well, there's
I'm
two
Gonna
things
just take a moment.
that you'll be
Can
getting.
I just take a moment?
Yes.
I'm landing next to Mir right now.
Sure.
Alright.
Well, I'll be giving you two things, if we make a deal. One, your little globe. Two, your lives.
Our lives? Okay.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
So, you'll need to give me something equally valuable.
What sort
No.
of something would you be looking for?
She kind of looks you over, and she takes stock of your whole deal, and she says, "You very easily slipped past my gate guards. Very clever."
You had gate guards?
Yes, and they didn't
Yeah, we-
notice you. So
I figured there
Clearly.
weren't any when
That
we came
was
past with the
usual.
Hawaiian pizza.
clearly,
We don't have any pizza.
you have some skill.
Shut up!
Here is what I
Lie
ask
to a
of you.
dragon temp. It does not end well.
And she actually seems mostly amused by your arguing. And you get the idea, like, this isn't what you really expected out of a white dragon. What you expected out of a white dragon would be like, "Nah, die," and then to just like attack you. And this one seems pretty chill, no pun intended.
Don't lie,
Get
every pun is
out.
intended.
And she looks you over and she says, "Well, here. I have something that needs taken care of. And I am
what
willing
would that
to
be?
give you what it will yield. I have a rival. I am sick and tired of her nuisance of an existence on the edge of my territory. One of my followers reports to her, and I don't know which one. Find them, learn from them how to acquire entry to her lair and kill her.
Who is she, may we ask?
What?
Her name... And let me flip to another page.
Sorry, you cut out there, this creepy.
I was
creepy
flipping.
dragon
I was
lady? Can
flipping
you
a
repeat
page.
that?
Lurker.
Yeah.
No.
Her name is
That was an out-of-character
Iraska.
pause.
Sorry,
Iraska.
Nebraska.
Gleam of snow
Iraska.
in the morning. That is who she is. And hopefully, by the time you are done, who she will no longer be.
And of what nature would you say she is? Is she a white dragon like yourself?
Yes. She is my sister.
Let's see.
Oh.
Not a cozy family then.
See.
If you have a question, ask it out loud.
I try not to get involved with families. I find it's rather.
I just tell her we'll look into it and follow it up with
With what?
what call you.
I am Krosalka, shining claw that tears the mountain. That is my name. That is what you may address me by. Yes, nailed it. Nice.
And how may we gain safety in your lands? Your gate guards, for example, and the terrain.
Oh, they know you are here. If I tell them to be cautious and not to harm you, they will not.
Any last advice?
Don't die.
What would your gate guards be so that we do not inadvertently attack them, should we come across them?
And she looks back towards you guys, but then her eyes flick up and look behind you.
I'm going to slowly and cautiously follow her gaze.
You turn around very, very slowly, and when you do, you see, leaning against one of the pillars of ice, standing there, holding a beautiful white wood longbow, there is a tiefling in sort of studded leather armor, and he looks at you and goes,
Okay.
"Yo."
Hey, how's it going? You look pretty cute.
I blink a little bit, like, oh, hello there. Not what I was expecting for sure.
He gives you like a
Caught
little
bit off
salute,
guard.
and he says, she's still talking.
Okay, so I turn back.
You're much more interesting than me.
I stop flirting.
Krosalka says, anything Iraska has, feel free, once you kill her, to claim it for your own. I don't want it.
Wait, so we're killing her?
Yes.
That is
You
the
must
idea.
Why do you
really
want
not
your
like your
sister dead?
sister.
That's generally a white dragon trait, yes.
Why would I like my sister?
Cause she's your sister. Your sister.
It's common among the cultures of that we come from for people to hold certain fondnesses for their family.
We suffer no such weaknesses.
Excuse
Call it
me?
what you like.
I'm weak. You wanna go, lady? No.
Temp. I'm just gonna like put a wing out in front of Temp and just be like, no.
You're like climbs over, just puts. She has to stretch up a little because she's short, but she puts her hand in her mouth like, no.
You are so funny.
So, for this deal, we could do one half up front that is not, murdering us, so that we can go and find Iraska, and then once we kill her, we get the sphere from you.
Well, it would be rather foolish to kill you before asking you to kill someone else. So, agreed.
Yes. Okay. And you said you didn't need anything in particular from the Horde.
No. It's yours should you depose of her.
And where do we find her again?
My guardians will show you the way. With any luck, one of them will reveal to you the way into her lair. One of them knows. It's not him. And she kind of glances over at the tiefling.
What color is the tiefling? Quick question.
Sort of a deep reddish orange.
Nice.
Do we, how long have we been in the plane of ice? Are we, like, feeling like it's toward the end of the day, or midday, or...?
A couple hours.
Okay, so we're still good for a bit?
Yeah. What do you mean you're still good for a bit?
Like, I mean, we haven't been walking all day and are ready to collapse.
Oh, yeah, good now.
Okay. Good to know.
If y'all have questions, ask them out loud.
Sorry, talking.
It did. But I apparently got drowned out or something.
I can barely hear you, dude.
Is it an older or younger sister?
She's my twin.
These, pointing to the dragon skulls, were these other family members that displeased you?
No. They were interlopers. They were not as strong as I, and they paid the price.
Clearly. You must be incredibly powerful to have all of these trophies.
Your flattery isn't necessary.
And yet, speaking of trophies, would you like us to bring back some proof of your sister's disposal?
Yes. And Chrysalka sort of lowers her head a little bit so you can get a very good look at the very large central crest that sticks up. And she says, "Bring me her crest."
It shall be done.
You certainly know how to follow orders. Much appreciated.
Mir will, bow and start sort of round of the rest of the party scooting toward the exit a little. Unless we have any other questions, I guess no sense in wasting daylight.
The sun never
Where-
sets.
I was just about to ask whether that actually happened to the plane of ice or not.
Where would we find your other followers, so as to determine which one would be the one who would lead us to your sister?
Skamos. And the tiefling in the back kind of like looks up and he goes, "Mm-hmm." And she says, "Please show our guests to the rest of your brethren." And he actually like looks to the side and rolls his eyes and he goes, "Of course. Of course. All right, come on."
Follow.
And he sort of beckons to
Getting-
you. And he leads you to a side passageway leading out of the cavern. And as you guys follow him, you see Chrysalka, and she kind of she stretches her wings a little bit, and then she stands and backs up and does like a cat stretch, where she stretches her front legs all the way out in front of her, and then she rakes her claws through the pile underneath her, and you realize that the pile underneath her was solid ice and like pieces of gold, but as she does this, the ice moves through her claws like water as she shapes it like clay, and then she settles down onto it and curls up.
That's amazing. But I'm not going to say that out loud. I'm just going to think that.
And Skamos looks over and he goes, "Sure is neat, isn't she?"
Oh, fanboy.
Interesting. For certain.
Ah, listen, she's real dramatic, but nah. Don't be nervous around her.
I'm honestly more nervous around the other tiefling.
Can I, insight check this guy? Probably
Yeah,
some insight check
sure.
to the dragon, but we'll...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would also like to insight check him.
Yeah, go for it.
Please do, because that was terrible.
Oh, sweet. I did
12.
good.
What'd you get?
Okay, what's my insight? It's 3. 21.
Yeah, he is genuine. He honestly does not fear this dragon. Zero fear around her. Regards her with almost a certain fondness, really. And when he says, don't be nervous about it, he means it. He believes that she will not harm you.
Alright.
You're, kind of asking, so... I guess, from stories that I've heard, white dragons tend not to be the nicest of folks. Is it just really more of a don't get on their bad side type thing, or?
Well, listen, you can't generalize. Not all
That's fair.
dragons are the same, you know.
I suppose the ones that end up in stories do tend to be the ones that decide to be assholes.
Gotta get that worst case scenario stereotype from somewhere.
That's fair.
What about this sister? Is she
Not as friendly.
Or...
Not as friendly.
Not as magnanimous.
Sure, yeah. He doesn't know what that means.
Oh. You know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Come on, I'll she wants you to listen, we know.
How long have
Oh, yeah. You say something, sorry?
How long have you been here?
Oh, I don't know. 5 or 6 years or so? Maybe a little more, I don't really remember. Sun doesn't set, so it's kind of hard to track the days.
Fair
That's,
enough.
But like, I generally get a decent idea of of time passing, for the most part. I'm probably wrong.
That's all right.
Oh well. So listen. So listen. He kind of like stops and he's like, all right. So there's 3 other people that you're gonna have to look at. One of them, and it's not me. One of them is passing information to Araska, and it's been like a huge it's a huge problem because she's taken out at least 4 different hunts that Krosalka's tried to pull off, and it's getting really frustrating. I don't know which one it is, and they won't tell me because they know who I am, and I've been here longer than any of them, and they kind of know that I would immediately tell Krosalka if they told me. So if you find that out, it'll be way easier to kill Araska. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't actually
But
know.
we're new, so they're more likely to
So
tell
they'll
us.
trust you.
Yeah, because we have no particular reason to be particularly loyal to.
Right.
Yourself.
So they're gonna like assume that you're gonna backstab me immediately. I hope you don't, but it'd be nice if you didn't. Anyway, come on, I'll show you to the living quarters. And he turns and he takes you down the hallway, and that's where we're gonna go ahead and end the session for tonight, so Lurker can stop yelling my name in the chat.
I'm not yelling
Awesome.
your name in the chat.
You definitely are.
That's not yelling.
I don't know. Yeah, alright. I'll be back in just a minute to chat with y'all. Let me go ahead and outro the stream, and I'll be right back. Okay, I know we ran over. But hey, that was a pretty good session, I think. I got some more prep work to do for next week, though I have most of what I wanted totally written out, which is great. The playlist I'm using right now is a SoundCloud playlist. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat. Those are the songs. I do not own them. Please don't mute me, Twitch. I know I don't own these. They don't belong to me. They're there. That's what they are. They're not mine. It's all Mass Effect and Skyrim. And then the glacier noises are from Tabletop Audio. Hey, Tabletop Audio, which is part of what I used today. Although the ice track for the whole middle part, that was written by me. It is on my Fanburst. If you want it, go ahead and download it. Just if you want to use it for anything, please credit me. It's free otherwise. So that's all of yours. Dragons only speak in Draconic. I totally did not say which language she was speaking in. Oops. I'm gonna assume it was common. As a rocks are crunchy. The suggestion, the question I asked. Yeah, it was too late. I had already spoken as the sweet baby boy. Such a great employee. She really is. Chrysalka's wonderful. Just give her a chance, y'all. The same clutch, yes. Ultimate rivalry twins, absolutely. Yes. So, thank you all for stopping by tonight. I hope you will join us again next week. I've been working pretty hard to try and restructure the game to make it a lot more engaging and fun and whatnot. So we'll see how this goes over the next few sessions. We now have our very, very favorite druid back, so things are really going to kick off now because we're getting right back into the main plot line. We're going to probably work on some character plots. It's going to be awesome. I'm hoping you guys will really, really enjoy this, as well as my players. I'm trying to make it the most fun for them. They wanted NPCs. We're doing some great, awesome RP stuff. I've got a lot of cool things lined up for them. So, look forward to that in the future. Do I have a Fanburst command? I don't. Oops. I guess I don't. So, the playlist I'm using right now is in the chat. My Fanburst can be found. It's probably linked on the Discord somewhere, server somewhere. Oh, let me drop that Discord server. For those of you who are not on the Discord server yet. And that is all I have for you tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. Today's Friday, so I will be back Sunday, I want to say. I think I'll be back on Sunday evening. We'll probably play some Skyrim just because it was requested tonight, so... oh, thank you, Forbes List, for the follow. Love you. You're wonderful. Oh, hold on. That's an old notification. I'm really bad at knowing when notifications happen. So we will be back on Sunday evening playing some Skyrim, most likely. And I will see all of you wonderful souls then. Alrighty. Until then, good night.